Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that to the Black Gold family members in the live stream? Who that to you and Yearn? Welcome to another installment of the Sports Coma and the Who That and the Great Saint Think Tank. We in the building, baby. Good to see all the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in on this episode of the Sports Coma. Coming at you live and direct. Coming at you a little late, man. I had to cook. Had a few errands to run, but I wanted to drop down and say what's up to the Black and Gold family members in the building. Who that to you? So before we get into it, man, and finish my shouts out to all the Who That Nation, I got Alex Anzalone going to chime in. We'll see what Alex thinks about this upcoming game. Here's Anzalone.
I would say he's a physical back. Obviously, he's not the tallest back, but that obviously makes him, a tougher tackle for how, he carries his weight and all that. So I think he's very elusive and he can make all the cuts, and I think that's something that makes him a special back in the league.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Hey Alex, what are your impressions of CJ Gardner-Johnson as like a run defender? I mean, you guys were in like sub defense for the majority of that game, and it seemed like he kind of always had his nose in there.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you could get a DB playing, in that linebacker-ish position, I think, and especially when the offense is in heavier personnel groups, that's something that's very versatile because you're good against the run and the pass, and he's been doing a really good job since he's got here, and he's rolling into year 2 doing well.
Next question is from Amy Just.
Yeah, it was a first game for you in almost a year. How did it feel for you to get back out there and actually, go full?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. I think that, like you said, it's almost been a year, and just knocked off some rust, and I'm going into week 2 feeling good. Just got to continue on doing my thing, and anytime you're able to, play at this level, it's always fun, and to me, I love it.
Next question from Amos Morrell.
Yeah, when the defense as a whole plays like it did last week, can you kind of feel like you guys can carry that momentum into week 2?
Yeah, I think that we play with a lot of energy, and going into week 2, I think that we're used to the environment that we're going to be playing in. Obviously, there are no fans, and I think that took a little bit to get used to. Whether it's a quarter or 1 or 2 plays for some guys. I think I mentioned last week how it's going to be a different transition for some guys because they play off the energy of the fans, and I think that's something that we're going to have to bring for week in and week out when there are no fans or when there are fans. So that's something we're excited about.
Next question from Luke Johnson.
Alex, I know you weren't on the field for much of it last year when y'all were making the run without Drew, but what is it about the defense that, or the team in general that you guys have been able to kind of weather some of these storms in the last couple of years, even when you went out having guys step up into your spot? Yeah,
I think that the organization and management does a great job of getting personnel in here that's definitely able to start in this league and play. And obviously we're a deep team, and I think everyone knows that. And we have guys ready to play no matter what. And whether that's into a starting position or more a bigger role in some cases due to injury or anything like that. We have the guys that are willing and able to do it, so at a high level.
Alex Anzalone chiming in on the starts of the upcoming opponent, the Las Vegas Raiders. And a lot of good questions, man. First one he fired at him was about Josh Jacobs, who is a guy that we have to definitely wrangle. And that's one of the keys of victory today. We'll cover that on the Sports Coma. Welcome to all the beautiful Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Please smash upon the like button. Please smash the like button upon coming into the stream. It helps out the stream big time. All right, we're going to go to our next interview lined up. It's Mr. Traquan Smith. I know that's all of the Black and Gold favorites player out there right now. So let's see what Mr. Traquan thinks about this upcoming matchup. Here we go.
You feel like your summer went, Sean and Drew, coming into this season, how much how do you feel like your summer went? Sean and Drew talked a lot about how well you were playing and how you stepped up. Do you feel like as good as you've ever felt in this system?
Definitely. I'm a lot more comfortable. I should say that. I'm learning more and more, like different positions, like not just the Y, the F, the Z, the X. I'm learning a lot more, so I'm definitely comfortable. I feel like they can put me anywhere and I'd be comfortable. Playing fast and playing comfortably, and not knowing what to do. And then all season I did a lot. Just tweaking the little things because I already knew what to do, but I wasn't playing 100% because in the back of my head, I was still guessing to myself, am I doing the right thing? So that was a big thing for me this summer.
When you say you were guessing at some of those things, what were some of the things you were kind of guessing at a little bit?
Okay, so for instance, in this offense, it's a lot of the receivers are really interchangeable, so you have to know what the other guy is doing. And I would get nervous when I was at the other position, not my main position, because I wouldn't know for sure. I'd kind of be like, I think this is what I do, but I'm not 100% like, yeah, this is what I do. I know what I'm doing 100%.
Next question's from Amos Morale.
That's interesting.
Yeah, whenever we get a chance to talk to CJ, he talks about, you do a lot of things that kind of don't show up on the stat sheet. And I guess kind of what are some of those things that the team asks you to do that maybe wouldn't be on the box score?
I'd definitely say my blocking plays a key role in this offense. That'd probably be the biggest thing. A lot of times I'm there to make big blocks. If it's not for a tight end or it's for the running back Kamara, a lot of the times that's what I'm here to do. And if that's my job, I'm gonna do it 100%. And it's just not all about catching the ball, because a lot of times like we got Kamara and we have what's his name, I'm tripping. Yeah, Latavius, my alumni. And we have Latavius running the ball, and them guys gonna make plays and stretch the ball and make plays, and they've depended on my block to make the plays. So that's very important to me. But you're not going to see that on the stat sheet. Traquan Smith made great block, so that's one of the things.
I got to give Traquan Smith that. He has been making good blocks, and that's a part of his game. I really appreciate that.
A lot of Saints fans said they're still going to Vegas anyway, even though there's no fans allowed. Do you have family and friends that are going anyway to support you, even though they won't be able to physically watch you?
Yeah, my quarterback.
Let me stop right there because she's a northerner. She's a Yankee, as they would say. And she don't know how Southerners happen. When Saints, we can't go to the game, in the game, that don't necessarily mean that the Saints won't go wherever the team go to support the team. That is the literal definition of diehard fan. All right? I just wanted to say that because I don't know if Trey going to say that, but I know what I know about being with this team for 30 years. Been covering them for over 5 years, and I know what a diehard is because I am one. So I let me answer that question. I think that was Amy, but she don't know. But because they don't have the same level of love and dedication around the football world than the Saints, let me tell you what. Here we go.
My UCF quarterback, he's going with his parents, and they asked me before, and I told them I don't think there's going to be fans, and I told them I won't see them, but they're still going to support. But like you said, we're not going to see them at all. We're going to be on lockdown at the hotel. But I guess they just going for support still. I love it.
Yeah, I guess it's a trip that a ton of fans just planned in advance. But I know you guys don't really get to see your family and friends much anyway on the road, but it must be so odd to know that they're even further removed. But I guess it just kind of goes to show you how weird this entire year is. Yeah,
it's definitely odd.
Next question's from Luke Johnson.
Quick one, does Deontay Harris do some stuff just kind of blows your mind sometimes? Like, does he do stuff that other guys can't do when you're watching him?
No doubt about it, no question on mine. I feel like he's a very special player. And just you looking at him in practice, and you're like, man, one thing you notice off rip that he's very fast, and another thing you notice he get in and out of his breaks, and that's like, I look at myself, I'm like, nah, I wouldn't do it. Mine wouldn't look as good as he did. He's definitely a very special player, and and you can see that as soon as you look at him in practice.
And
All
is he
right,
the kind of guy?
that's Traquan Smith. For whatever reason, the guy asking about Deontay Harris, he should be asking him about him and what is his role going to be in this game coming up. That's the real thing to ask him. But anyway, let's move on. Who that to the rest of the Black and Gold family members chiming in? I see your family. Who that to all the family members? I will finish up these interviews and I'm gonna jump right to you. Next up the bat is Mr. Drew Holiday. My bad. Jared Cook. Jared Cook is next up the bat to give his thoughts on John Gruden. Of course, Jared played for the Raiders before with Gruden. He played with Gruden as a coach before. I want to say, didn't he? Well, no, that's not the case. Gruden wasn't there. Gruden, I don't know. Jared's been in the league for a while, but I think it was some type of relationship he had with the Raiders. I knew when he was there. I don't remember if Gruden was there or not. But let's see what he got to say. He might break it down for us. Here we go.
Jared, how excited are you to see the new black hole?
I think it's gonna be cool. That's not really my focus this week. But I've seen plenty of pictures of it, so it's gonna be good. But I'm just kind of focused on the game and just ready to get there and get it started for real.
Next question's from Luke Johnson.
Yeah, is it you have to catch yourself from saying Oakland Raiders when you're thinking about them? Just for you having played there with the organization?
Yeah, I do actually.
Great question.
Especially when you're studying film, they got them listed as the Las Vegas Raiders now, and every time I scroll through the film, I'm looking for it because it's in alphabetical order. So every time I scroll through the film, I'm looking for, the Oakland Raiders when they have it listed as the Las Vegas Raiders. So it's definitely something to get used to, just like every other name change in the league from past years. So.
Next question's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, kind of leading up to the game last week, you talked a lot about how much more comfortable you felt in the offense, and we kind of got a chance to see that. Is that kind of how you were used on Sunday? What we can expect from you moving forward?
I sure do hope so, and even more. There was a lot of plays that we didn't even get to last Sunday, and that just shows you kind of how the game was going. But each week in and week out, you just want to continue to get better, and that's how the game goes. Keep going and playing your best ball going into December and through the playoffs. So, me and Drew will continue to build our rapport and just keep working on things, keep talking things out, and just keep improving.
Next one's from Nick Underhill.
Jared, what does Mike Thomas's his presence on the field do for the offense as far as opening things up for other players and things like that?
His presence is huge. I mean, you got the number one receiver in the league, and defenses have to pay attention to that. They have to take that into account. That's what they prepare for all week. So when we go into the game, a lot of times we don't even know what type of coverage Mike is going to draw or how they're going to play him. But that also leaves an opportunity for us to be able to go out there and shine because of the attention that Mike does draw. So, him being the best receiver, that just helps everybody else out. And not only that, but, his intensity and his route running, everything that he brings to the game, it's like having another giant on the backside of everything.
That's Jared Cook breaking down his thoughts on the upcoming matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders. Most interesting. And we'll see what happens. We anticipate Jared Cook playing a big part in this game, man. Most definitely certain. Who that to the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming in the live stream. Who that to you and yours on this fine Friday. Coming at you, family. Who that to the rest of the family members chiming in the live stream. Let's see who we got here. Brother Kyle Davis. What up, Kyle? Good to see you. Tedra. Good to see Tedra in the building. Who that to you, baby? Big up to Tedra. Tedra. Who that to you? Okay, Brian Pearson in the building. Jonathan Johnson. Good to see Jonathan. Who that to you? Troy Thompson. Brother Jerry. Who that to you? Crystal Davis. Who that, Crystal? Good to see you in the chat as well. Jamal Kellett. Who that to you? Torrey Shepard Sr. Who that to you? Good to see Nola Bars in the chat as well. Young City in the building. Good to see you as well. Ferg 318 in the building. Who that to you? Dwayne Randolph. Who that to you? 985 Live. Who that to you? What else we got here? Let's see. We got look like that's pretty much Abraham Austin. What up, Abe? Good to see you, family. Who that to you? Big ups to you. GM Kev in the building. Who that to you as well? Wayne Brady. Who that to you? Jason King. Who that to you? Kelvin Washington from Phoenix, Arizona. What up, Kel? What's up, fam? Good to see you as well. Who that to you? Jermaine Scobie. Who that to you? Big ups to the rest of the family chiming in the building. Who else we got there? Rose City, D, a.k.a. William Dickerson. All right, I got you, family. Who that to you? Tyra, who that to you, baby? Good to see you. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in the live stream as well. John Thompson in the building as well. Who else we got down here? All right, True Louise Animal. What up, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well, my friend. Big ups to you. Thank you for joining us. All right, who else we got here? I think that's everybody. If I didn't get you, then hit me with a who there. Young City, Mark 504. What's up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Mark 504. James Van Corp. Good to see your family. Who that to you? Who that nation for life is in the building. He says, I guess I come in because I got a headache from T. I love both of y'all. All right, thank you, fam. T Dirty. What up, T Dirty? Who that to you, baby? Ramsey Wars, who that to you? Troy Thompson, who that to you? Lori Hackler, who that to you? And all the family members chiming in the live stream. If I didn't give you a shout out, hit that chat and I'll give you a shout out back. Please hit the like button as usual. Who that to the family members? All right, family, on this edition of the Sports Coma, we're going to come in and hit you with the preview and some keys of victory for the upcoming matchup against the Raiders. What I'm talking about, Rams, the Raiders. Raiders week 2 matchup. We're going to start it off by, I'm going to share my screen with the family members momentarily. And hold on here. Let me get this up right now. I'm going to share my screen with the family members momentarily in just a second. And we're going to go over the injury report, Friday's injury report, and see if we got some good news. Of course, I ain't take a look at it. I opened up the article, but I didn't take a peek at it. So if the surprise, we'll see if any surprises. I know y'all probably seen it. So, please don't, don't give me no spoilers. Oh, man, today I've been kind of busy, man. I've been doing a lot today, cooking and everything. So that's why I'm coming at the family members just a tad bit later than what I want to. So just give me just a second. All right. All right. Just a second here. Let me get it all set up here. All right. All right. Just a second here. All right. We got that. By the way, LeBron, them up top of the Nuggets right now. For my LeBron guys, about 3. All right. Let's keep it going in the chat. All right. Here we go. All right. Here I go, family. Let's share the screen here. All right. Saints injury report, first and foremost. All right. Here we go up top. First and foremost, we're going to start with the Saints injury report for this Friday, week 2. All right. Marcus Davenport did not practice. Man, what's going on, Marcus, man? Elbow, he didn't practice Thursday. He didn't practice Friday. Man, Marcus Davenport, he probably not going to play. That's really concerning. If you don't play Thursday or Friday, that's concerning right there. Did not practice. Of course, we know Mike's not practicing. Elbow issue with Davenport could be the Saints go in the game without him. Oh, man, once again, he might lose. Well, we'll see, man. But that's not a good sign. That's not a good omen. All right, we also know about Emmanuel Sanders. He fully practiced the day after having a DNP yesterday, but a Thursday DNP. Cesar Ruiz is full practice, so we should see Cesar Ruiz. So that's a good thing. Shedrick, who that to you? Shedrick, good to see you in the chat, family. Who that? So we got Ruiz here. So we got a full participant. He was limited in Thursday, and then he was full on Friday. So hopefully we will see Cesar Ruiz implemented in the Saints offensive line play. We'll see. PJ Williams also from an hamstring. He had 2 full practices there. PJ is good to go. And then we have Chase Hansen, who is a backup linebacker. He's on that list with a hip situation, but he was limited in practice. Mostly as a special teams player, a person that's probably not going to be really doing too much in this game anyway. And let's cycle on down to the Las Vegas Raiders. They got a lot more people on there than we do on ours. Offensive lineman Sam Young did not play. Tight end Jason Witten did not play. and not listed on Friday's injury report. Wide receiver Henry Ruggs, 2 DMPs Thursday and Friday, dealing with a knee issue. That's not good, but we'll see about it. One of their top free agent linebackers they picked up, Nick Kowalski, dealing with pectoral issues, did not play. Offensive guard Rich Incognito is also, he was limited. Rodney Hudson, offensive lineman, was not listed, although he was DMP'd yesterday. Brent Brown, another offensive lineman, was DMP both games. Their first round draft pick, Damon Arnett, he fully practiced for at the cornerback. And of course, the ankle issue that Josh Jacobs had is he's full practice for both of them. Arden Key, the former Tiger, fully practiced after dealing with a knee issue. Defensive back LaMarcus Joyner is dealing with it. He was DMP, but with the NIR, which means it's not injury related, so he should be good to go. And then offensive guard John Simpson with a shoulder, he was limited but did practice. So a lot of people on the Raiders practice squad. The Saints on the Raiders injury list, the Saints injury list, not so much, and getting better. As we said, I'm really happy about the fact that Cesar Ruiz, we might get to see Caesar in this game against the Raiders, man. Might be a good, that's pretty positive in my book. All right, and that was the injury list for Friday. Let's move on to the season preview. 1-0 Saints against the 1-0 Raiders in their building. This will be 7:15 Central Time, and a lot going on. Let's go over the article right here. The only thing missing when the Vegas get a chance to show off their shiny new stadium will be fans. They'll be outside until whatever degree the Saints travel there to the Raiders. We just diehards, man. While the national TV audience will be there for a high-profile matchup against Breeze and the Saints. Remember how the Saints are on primetime, by the way. They're on another level on primetime, just setting everybody on motion. And our Raider people that's watching the show, because we have quite a few Raider guys and Raider family members that chime in from time to time. They're very respectful, and we tend to surprise them because we good people here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm letting the Raider Nation know. The Who Dat Nation already knows that. I'm letting the Raider Nation know that we shine on the primetime field. So just throwing that out there. All right, it's still football fan. A cool feeling to be able to play on Monday night, says Derek Carr. We wish our city here in Vegas. We wish they could experience it with us. I'm sure they'll be around somewhere. I'm sure there'll be certain street or the strip. They'll be out with the fans be at. Now, I wish they could be there, but hopefully it still feels the same energy and all that type of things. The Raiders have been waiting for the moment for years. They spent the past 25 seasons playing in Oakland. They'll be able to, they made an agreement to get out of that thing, and now they're in a brand new stadium and the rest of the fan base, and everybody's good. Old friends, the game marks the first time that Coach Payton and Gruden, who are old friends and colleagues, have been on the opposite sidelines. That's really intriguing. Gruden left Tampa after the 2008 season. Gruden was the Eagles' offensive coordinator under Ray Rhodes when Payton was hired to his first NFL job as Philly's quarterback coach in '97. I remember Coach Payton talking about that he had a corner in Gruden's office. Oh, boy, that just shows you with determination and sticking in there, man, what you could have. Someday you'll be the man. Just keep at it. Quote, my office was basically a little corner couch. See, he says it here. In the office, and I had just a cell phone. He said that's all he had was just a little couch and a cell phone. But it was a chance to learn, really. The two coaches rival NFC South teams when Peyton got his first and only head coaching job with New Orleans in 06. They met 6 times, splitting the series at 3-3. And then it says, this is about car insurance. Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, all the stuff that's going on in terms of the Raiders injury report and with the offensive linemen, several offensive linemen, Hudson and a few other guys are listed on the injury list. He definitely needs some car insurance, especially against the Saints defensive line, because that car about to get messed up. You know what up. The Raiders offensive line did a stellar job protecting Carr in the opening despite losing starting right tackle Trent Brown after one series, and backup Sam Young, he's also on the injury list. Later in the first half, backup Denzel Good stepped in as an emergency tackle and fared well. Carr was under pressure only 10% of his dropbacks for that game, the best rate in the league in week 1. He ain't faced that defense is very young now. Our defense is something else. Let's move to the run stuffers. All right, the Saints entered the game with a defensive front that has been amongst the NFL best against the run the past couple of seasons. New Orleans has not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 44 games. I knew it was up there. I thought I said 44 or 47, but here you go, family. The receipts. 44 consecutive games going back to when Perrine eclipsed the mark in 2017, November of 2017. I remember that. 44 straight games the Saints have not allowed a 100-yard rusher. You think that's by coincidence, baby? You think that's by coincidence, baby? Peyton expects his run defense to be tested against Las Vegas. Colin Gruden, one of those coaches who does a great job of staying committed to the run. It's something that's kind of followed John wherever he's been. He's old school, man. Listen, John Gruden's an old school coach, man. He believes in running the football. He believes in hammering the football and working the pass off the run. That's old school. And if he keeps that premise, if he builds that running game, run the ball, and have a fire defense, he'll have similar success like Bill Cowher did. And many other coaches that use that mindset. Run the ball and play hellfire defense. You're going to win the majority of the time. So, and that's big. I've worked with John and watched the preparation, the attention to detail, and everything he does. And there's always going to be a presence physicality wise running the ball. Peyton said, I wish Peyton could adopt some of that. Raiders back Josh Jacobs ran for 93 yards and 3 touchdowns and caught 4 passes for 46 yards in the opener. Of course, we know that there's no casino. And of course, we look at the under the pressure comment. The Raiders struggled to generate any sort of pass rushing opener, getting just 1 sack on 4 quarterback pressures against Carolina. And remember, Teddy tends to hold the ball. Free agent defensive tackle Malik Collins was supposed to booster the interior rush, but had little impact in the Raiders' debut. Carolina also did a good job of neutralizing Max Crosby off the edge. Vegas will need to be better this week up front to contain Drew. They could not get pressure against Carolina's sorry-ass offensive line. Listen, you have 2 all-pro, in my opinion. Ramczyk wasn't listed as such. Listen, I'm telling you off top, the 2 tackles are playing at all-pro level. You're going to get Cesar Ruiz in there, and it's yet to be determined how he'll look at the guard position. But Ruiz is strong. He has really good footwork. And listen, or like Shaquille said, feet work. He should do fine, and McCoy should do fine at the center position. And this will be, if he plays, which I'm anticipating he will, because he had full practice. He comes and replaces Nick Easton, putting him back on the bench. This is the starting offensive line for the New Orleans Saints. Even though down the line you would think about flopping McCoy and Ruiz, but pretty much for the goal, this is going to be the starting lineup for the Saints this year. I want to see what Ruiz looks like against that Raiders front. Now, of course, even though Ruiz is a rookie, our line is still better than what anything Carolina had, and they were able to neutralize the pass rush on the Raiders. Not saying they'll have the same thing, but we'll see how it shakes against them in the matchup. As Saints sitting at 1-0 in the NFC South, Atlanta's there, Tampa and Carolina all are 0-1. And if you look at the AFC West, KC is sitting at top with Los Angeles there, then the Las Vegas, and then Denver is 0-1 in the AFC West. Now let's look at that Vegas team. Let's look at them. This is the depth chart here of the Las Vegas team, just in case some of the family members don't know. This is the Las Vegas depth chart. Let's get familiar. I've been paying attention to the Raiders, but let's get familiar. This is their depth chart according to ESPN. You see Carr at the top with the quarterbacks and starters to the far left. Backups are in the middle, and so on and so forth. Further you move to the right are the second, third, and fourth stringers. The first line of people in darker blue, you see Derek Carr there. Josh Jacobs is the guy that we have to watch out for. Josh Jacobs is the dude that you have to pay attention to if you're the Saints defense. The Saints' strength on their defense is not the second team. It's the secondary. It is the line, the interior defensive line, and they'll learn that the hard way. And let me tell you something. Our edge guys play the rush very well too, as Tampa Bay found out last week. No difference. Josh Jacobs has to be wrangled, and so does Jalen Richard. Now, they have Josh Jacobs. They hit you and they soften you up, but that Richard dude is a speedster. They got to wrangle him too. They try to do like a lightweight thunder and lightning type of deal, but last year they was using Jalen Richards, the little speed type of guy out the backfield. So, be looking out for that as well. because Gruden's going to try to set the tone with the run. Henry Ruggs did not practice the last 2 days. He's dealing with an injury. We still going to look at him like he's playing. We still going to look at him like he's playing. I did like Tyrell Williams, but he's on the IR. He was a big weapon this team had. But when him out, Ruggs has to step up, and we'll see what Ruggs looks like if he plays. Odds are looking like he won't play, but we'll keep an eye on it. Brian Edwards is next. Hunter Renfrow, another wide receiver with some skills. Zay Jones is pretty decent. And they added Nelson Aguilar, who comes over from the Eagles, who can't catch a cold. But Hunter Renfrow is pretty decent. The guy that you really have to watch out for that's established in the Raiders offense, in my opinion, is Darren Waller, their tight end. Now, they have Witten, who's backing them up, but let me tell you, Waller, a lot of people don't know about that dude. A lot of people not talking about him because they want to see if he can reproduce what he did last year, this year. But this guy, Darren Waller, you have to watch out for that tight end. You have to watch out for that tight end because he's going to be the safety blanket for Derek Carr. When stuff start hitting the field, he's going to throw it to Waller. He's going to throw it to Waller. We have to neutralize the tight end. Stop the rushing attack behind Josh Jacobs. And if they won't throw Jalen Richard in there, we got to then wrangle Carr and put a kibosh on a guy like Darren Waller. I'm telling you, watch out for him. Offensive line, Colton Miller at left tackle. Cognito, who's dealing with an injury. We don't know, what he's looking like. Rodney Hudson, who's also dealing with an injury. Big Gabe Jackson is serious. I like Gabe Jackson. And Trent Brown, who we just talked about, Trent Brown having an injury, and Sam Young. So they're going to have some piecemeal line together. We should be able to take advantage of that, man. That's the thing that's really sterling about that we know that they're trying to run the ball and their line is really busted up. Their guys injured all over the place. So, I mean, like I said, I flash back to the injury report, and most of these guys is listed on the depth chart. Look at them. They're on the injury list. Sam Young, look, grown. He didn't play. Look at this guy. Look, Ruggs right here. He didn't play. That don't mean he won't play in the upcoming game, but they're listed as guys that's not played. Look, Cognito, he was limited as well. Hudson is listed as not injury related. But we'll see. Trent Brown did not play. That's the other really big offensive lineman they had. So, I mean, several of their linemen, man, are on the injury list, and they're pretty banged up at that position. So, trying to establish the run there, we'll see. We'll see. The thing is, put pressure on Carr. That's what it comes to. Bust up and choke this Carr. Put some sugar in his tank or whatever. Throw some sugar in that tank and mess up that car. Because that's what's going to happen when the Saints put pressure on them and force them to not be able to run the ball. It then falls on the Carr. And if Carr don't have Ruggs there, look out for Waller. Look out for Hunter Renfrow as well. Let's look at the defense, man. This is the defense that'll try to stop Drew Brees and the Saints. Farrell, who's interesting. Malik Collins was a guy brought in to be a big stuffer there. Jonathan Hankins, I like him. And Max Crosby did okay. So we'll see. Farrell and Hankins, these guys are interesting. These big old massive run stuffer type guys who can't push the pocket. Farrell is decent off the edge. Crosby, I've seen some stuff on Crosby I like in spurts. So we'll see if they can, if our line neutralizes their line and neutralizes that pass, and we have to get the run going against this team. All right, Corey Littleton, who was brought in, is big. Nick Kowalski right here, who's listed, is on the injury list. He might not play in this game. He's questionable. But Raekwon McMillan, who they got from, he's a former Alabama guy. I think they picked him. Oh, McMillan from, is he Alabama or Ohio State? Y'all let me know in the chat. I want to say Raekwon McMillan is either Ohio State or Alabama. Either way, I think he came over from the Dolphins. And he's brought in there to provide depth. So you might see McMillan, who's a speedster who can cover around. I don't know how much of the defensive playbook that he soaked up, but he might be called upon if Kowalski's not there. And then you look at the secondary, very young secondary here. Very young secondary. You got Damon Arnett, who's a guy that was picked with their first round draft pick. I think he came out of Ohio State, and people were puzzled to why Gruden, and not actually Gruden, but Mike Mayock was selecting Damon Arnett with a first-round draft pick. A lot of people had him as a second or third-round grade, but he used the first-round draft pick on Arnett, and we'll see why. And then, of course, the other guys, Trayvon Mullen, who's a pretty decent little young cornerback. These guys have potential. The guy I really like back there is Jonathan Abram. That's the guy back there who's the playmaker on the secondary. The young cornerbacks and Trayvon Mullen, big cornerback, Arnett, these are young cornerbacks with potential, but Jonathan Abram is a dude I like a lot back there. And of course, a lot of people will recognize this guy, Eric Harris. He used to play for you guys, used to play for the New Orleans Saints. Eric Harris was a special teams safety for us, and he did pretty well for us in New Orleans. And he went up there and earned a spot as the free safety position for the Raiders. So I like Eric Harris a lot. I didn't know he was starting up there. I knew he was backing up and playing special teams, but the man that worked his way into a starting role. This is our former guy that we had, Eric Harris. So big ups to Eric Harris, making it happen up there with the Raiders. All right, and then you look at the special teams. It's Carlson and A.J. Cole. The return men are Hunter Renfrow and Jalen Richards. And like I said, you got to watch out for Richard. Speedster, scat back, and catch the ball out the backfield. Very shifty runner. I can envision something where old Gruden going to try to mix these two guys up. But this guy right here, that Jalen Richard dude is pretty special with his speed, man. Very elusive. All right, let's look at the Saints depth chart. Here's the black and gold, baby. That was the black and silver. This is the black and gold. Drew sits at the top. Kamara there. Of course, Mike is not going to be, but they have it listed in this depth chart that is Marquez Callaway. I don't see that. More than likely to be Traquan Smith that'll fill in for the position. And then you'll have Emmanuel Sanders, Traquan Smith there, and possibly the third wide receiver could be Marquez Callaway. It could be a mixture of people. Deontay Harris, Taysom. It probably is going to be Taysom Hill. No doubt about it. And then even though Traquan might start at the two position, that don't necessarily mean he'll occupy the two position the majority of the game, if you know what I mean. The Saints can move people in and about all around. And remember with Traquan Smith, I played his interview at the top of the show because Traquan Smith was telling you why he was playing like what he was playing. He said he didn't feel comfortable because he didn't know what he was supposed to. He didn't know the playbook. But he says now he knows. He's learned a lot about positions that he need to play all over the field and what the Saints want him to do. It took him 3 years to get there, but he says his blocking, he says people are not, it don't show up on the screen, on the stat chart that he's blocking really well, and he's absolutely right. One of the the week one matchup against the Succaneers, Traquan Smith hit a block that basically freed Kamara up for a run. So Traquan is out there doing his job. Just when the ball comes to him, he just needs to reel it in. And I'm really anxious to see two people, man. I know what the rest of these guys are going to do in terms of the Saints, but I want to see what Traquan could do and what Cesar Ruiz can do. Those are two guys I'm going to be watching on offense. All right, let's keep it going. But like I said, third wide receiver is going to be Taysom Hill. You're going to see some Deontay Harris. You're going to see some Ty Montgomery. You're going to see a little bit. You're going to see some Adam Troutman. You're going to see some people. And you should see Marquez Callaway in the game as well. You know, of course, the Saints will probably activate Benny Fowler and Marcus Hunt like he did in the first matchup because we can use Marcus Hunt, 6'8" tail sitting over the top to block field goals and all that kind of stuff. So that would be special as well. And he's a good special teams weapon. That was a pretty smart move getting him, bringing him in here for the special teams. That was pretty awesome. All right, now moving away from the wide receiver because that was a big question. Who replaces Mike Thomas? Now you got your answer there. Tight ends, Jared Cook, Josh Hill, and Adam Troutman is there. Then we go to the offensive line, Armstead, Pete, McCoy, Ruiz, and Ramczyk. So hopefully this the week 2 matchup, we'll be able to see the Saints starting offensive line intact. The first week we couldn't because Ruiz was out with an ankle. He was limited yesterday, fully practiced today, which puts him on par to start at the right guard position, pushing Nick Easton where he belongs to the backup. So we should see better production there as well. And people saying, well, Q, what do you think about Ruiz? Can Ruiz do it? Hell yeah, Ruiz can do it. How you know that? Because listen, playing the center position is a lot more difficult than playing the guard position. Why? Because you got to know so much more. You got to know a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got to know. But that if you could play the guard position, if you look at the makeup of how Ruiz is made, he can play the guard position. Now, I don't know if they switch this year. If they get rolling, they might keep things the same and then do this in the offseason again, and Ruiz will try to catch on the center position then. Because I don't see them once they get a good groove there, then switching it around like that. That would be asinine. But this will be your starting lineup, and I'm interested to see. We should get some traction with the running game with those guys all together, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Defense. Looking at the defense, Cam the Man, Jordan, Sheldon Rankins, Malcolm Brown, or they can mix it up and you'll see Sheldon, you see David Onyemata, you see Malcolm, you see Shy Tuttle, you see Malcolm Roach. So you see Brown Roach, you see Malcolm Brown and Malcolm Roach. You see a Brown Roach out there. You'll see it all over. You'll see 2 or 3 Brown Roaches out there. You'll see Malcolm Brown and you see Malcolm Roach. You see what I did there? But anyway, okay, Cam, Sheldon Rankins, Malcolm Brown, Malcolm Roach, Shy Tuttle, David Onyemata, those guys will be all over the place. And of course, Davenport, who's still listed as did not play because of elbow. Trey Hendrickson will step up and hopefully reproduce what he did in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played like an angry man, hearing everybody saying that you a bust. I mean, it's in your final season. This is the last season for Trey Hendrickson to do anything. The first 3 years where we was kind of teased with his potential. I'm tired of being teased. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of you dangling the carrot. You know, show up and show out. And he did that in the first game. Now, all I ask Trey Hendrickson and Carl Granderson and the rest of those guys to do is keep doing what you do. Elevate your play week after week. I don't care who you're playing against. Keep elevating that play. You know, because that was big. So that's what I'm talking about. But big ups to those guys. In the linebacker position, we got Demario Davis. Weak side there. Middle linebacker is Alex Anzalone. And, of course, the what they would call the strong side position is Cade Nellis right there. And that's when the Saints go to 4-3. When they go to the modified nickel, of course, it'll just be Demario and Alex Anzalone. And then you'll see Chauncey Gardner-Johnson play in that third cornerback position. As far as the secondary are concerned, you got Laddie Daddy and you got Jack Rabbit Jenkins. You got Malcolm Jenkins, and then you got Marcus Williams in the back. And they played fantastic last week against Tom Brady because of the pressure up front. Q, do we expect them to do the same thing? They're going to listen. This is the bottom line. You fire off pressure from the front 4, rattle Carr, neutralize the running attack, put all the pressure on Derek Carr. That is a recipe for winning. You put the pressure on the car, and the car going to get crushed. The car is going to get put into the machine and crushed. We're going to put Derek Carr in the Saints car crusher machine, and we're going to put them all. That's what's going to happen. That's all you have to do. Neutralize. And I know that sounds a lot easier than what it is because that Josh Jacobs kid is a beast, you know. But if they can't get him going, they're going to hit you with that Richards kid who's a change-up pace back. But the Saints neutralize the running attack. That puts the pressure on Carr, and if he can't stretch the field with none of his wide receivers, and chances are Ruggs is not there, and if Ruggs does play with that knee issue, he might not be 100%, but we'll see anyway. All right, family, but that's my take on it. That's the breakdown. I'm gonna bounce back out to the chat, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The Oakland Raiders. I'm about to say Oakland Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders, I thought that's going to take about at least a good year of saying it over and over again because the Raiders fit Las Vegas so very well because of what the casinos do to people. People lose their house and everything in there. You know, it's pathetic. But listen, the bottom line is that's what needs to happen, man. That's what needs to happen in this matchup. I'm going to just keep it real. You know, we got to watch out for that. And another thing we need to watch out for, and I'm going to sound the alarm on it momentarily. And I got the shirt on, and y'all can feel free to get y'all's shirt at the pro shop. And that's the shirt that says, Ref, you suck. I got my Ref, you suck shirt on. You see it? Ref, you suck. Go Saints. Get y'all one. Get you one. Pro shop. Come in all colors. Men, women, and children. But I'm going to sound the alarm. This is the preview show. And I'm going to sound the alarm because I broke down the game, and then I'm going to hit y'all with this. And we're going to sound the damn alarm here, man. We're going to sound the danger alarm. We're going to sound it. We're going to sound it. We're going to sound the alarm. Go sound the alarm. Sounding the alarm. I'm sounding the alarm, family. I'm sounding the alarm. They say, Q, what you sound the alarm for? This is a referee, dirty referee alert. Dirty ass referee alert. I'm letting y'all know. I'm sounding the alarm. Dirty ass referee alert. Dirty ass referee alert. Dirty ass referee alert. Dirty ass referee alert. Stinking rotten ass referee alert. I'm putting everybody on notice. I've been warning you. Listen, they stole a touchdown from you last game, didn't they? Dirty ass referee alert for this one. I ain't sounded in the first game, did I? I don't remember. I don't think I ain't need to. I knew we got it. But this team here, they got the blessing of the NFL. They got a brand new stadium, and the NFL gonna make sure they get to the playoffs at least. Dirty ass referee alert. Dirty ass referee alert. I'm just gonna tell y'all just like that. Dirty ass referee alert. So there it is, man. I done sound the alarm, man, for about 2 or 3 minutes. Dirty ass referee alert. I'm warning y'all. I'm telling you. I done seen enough of these games to know and understand that that was the alarm for the dirty ass referee alert. You know? I'm just warning. I'm just telling y'all. Ed Hockley's son is supposed to be there to be the head referee. Now, he called a pretty decent game last week, but we all know it's a different thing when the Saints play. And they're playing in Las Vegas, and they got a $2 billion stadium. You think the NFL is going to allow the Las Vegas Raiders now to be a bottom-feeding ass team this year? Absolutely not. You spend $2 billion, they're going to make sure you're relevant because they ain't going to want you to turn into some 7-9 or 6-10 team with a $2 billion stadium. That don't make no sense because you can't attract nobody with no 6-10. You got to come in with fanfare and you win. And if you get in the playoffs, then you get the most of those people to come out and support that team. That's what it's about. That's why I'm saying dirty ass referee alert. You know, and I say that, and I say it to you, and I say it to the players, and I say it to the team. They know too. They know too. All right, fam, let me jump into the chat here tonight. I can't stay with you guys tonight. I wanted to open up the phone lines, but I got to you a little too late, and that's my fault. I apologize for that. You know, we'll see about perhaps we got the TSC virtual tailgate that we'll be doing on Monday, 2 hours before the game, and that's when you could chime in and put your thoughts and concerns out there. Tomorrow, I might open up. Y'all hit the notification bell. Please hit the like button. We got over 70 people in the chat, just 25 likes. Let's get them likes up if you please. If you hadn't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button and help me out. Also, you know, let you know, we might have a reaction a show when I open up the phone lines and let y'all chime in on your thoughts or what you think gonna go on with the game. We got that set up for TSC virtual tailgate, but tomorrow we might do something. I'm not sure on that. Usually it's Saturday Saint Talk, but you know when the season starts, Saturday Saint Talk or when the regular season starts, Saturday Saints Talk stops and it shifts to Sundays, and it's be about Sunday. But being that I came to you guys late, I might have a reactionary show tomorrow where I open up the lines and have you guys to give your thoughts and concerns on the team. So just hit your notification bell. Please subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. Join the Great Saint Think Tank and the Who Dat Nation, the best of the Who Dat Nation in the building representing. So let me go into the chat, man. We're going to go into the chat. We're going to break down some stuff here, what the rest of the family members are saying. Any questions, concerns, or comments, family, please put them down in the chat and I'll get to them. Questions, concerns, or comments, please place them in the chat and I'll get to them. All right, Finnis. Good to see Brother Finnis in the building. Who that to you, brother? Who that to you? Big ups to you. My man Crass in the building. Who that to my dog Crass? Big ups to you. Patrick Washington, I see your family. Who that to you as well? Thank you for joining us in the stream here. All right, let's start with Pat. Pat says 42-6 Saints over Raiders. Who that? Big Q and the fam. Thank you, bro. 42-6. Hey, bro, I want to say the matchup that let me see if I can pull it up here. Because I remember when we did the let me see if I can pull it up. But when we did the the virtual, when we did the Madden virtual simulations. Let me see if I can, I'm going to share the screen on that and see what it says there. Hold on here. Let me see if I can pull that. Because we simulated the entire Madden season. You know, the entire regular season anyway. Okay. And the simulation had us sweeping Tampa Bay this year. It had us sweeping Tampa Bay. We finished 12-4 according to the simulation. Let me see what it looked like for this game. Hold on here. Let me see what the simulation says. Because we did this before the season. Every Sunday we did a simulation with it. And let me see what the final score was. I don't remember. But let me see what the final score was in the matchup against them. Okay. All right, let me share the screen with the so y'all can see for yourself what the score was. Like I said, we did it the last 3 months. Every Sunday, you know, majority of the Sundays, it was a simulation. Sundays at 12 o'clock, just like the game will come on, right? We did that for the last 3 months and finished out the season. The Saints went 12-4 in the season. Now, let me show you what the simulation said. And remember, it was updated rosters, all the same people. Everybody they had on the same team. Now, it's just a computer simulation. But let me show up my screen with you guys so you can see what the simulation said. Do y'all see that? All right. The Saints got the best of the Raiders according to the simulation. 48-33 in week number 2. As you can see, that was the total. That was the final score. 48-33. As you can see, Cam back there and Alex Anzalone and Marcus Davenport there. You can see the helmets there. 48-33 was what the simulation said, man. 48-33. Even the damn computer know. All right, thank you. Let's keep going. Jim Kiss, I'm very concerned about Davenport looking like the draft pick is going far left. Well, yeah. And they're saying they don't want to put him on the IR. Remember, the lady asked the question. She asked the question about Davenport. She asked, about it. And Peyton was he got pissy with her, right? Y'all remember that? That was yesterday. He got pissy with her. But the thing is, if it was anything else, if you was going to put Davenport on the IR, you could have put Davenport on the IR and saved the spot so that you could be able to do what you need to do. You could just put him on IR. In 3 weeks, you would have had him back. But does he play this week? That's the thing. He didn't practice this entire week, and it don't happen a lot when you go through the week and then you get to the game, or when you get ready and then they say, okay, he's going to play. I wouldn't want to do Davenport that. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't play the week, I wouldn't say, okay, he's a game time decision and put him in the game. I wouldn't do that. I would want Davenport to have some type of practice so he can feel confident. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't just throw Davenport in the mix like that. So if somebody asks me right now, Q, does he play? I say no. But I'm not Sean Payton. Sean Payton is crazy enough to throw that man in there without giving him any practice. I say he doesn't play. I was waiting to say Friday. Maybe it's limited. If he's limited, he plays. He might not play a lot, but he plays. He'll get some reps out there. But DMP both days? No way. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate you for joining the Great Saint Think Tank. Who that to Philip? Philip, what's that? Sellenstein? Thank you, Philip, for joining the Who Dat Nation and the Great Saint Think Tank family. Much love to you and welcome to the family, bro. Welcome. All right. Big ups to the family members. Thank you, Philip. All right. So let's keep it going. Kenny says, I don't think Davenport play. I agree with you, Kenny. I wouldn't force him, but Peyton kind of crazy. He might throw him in there, but I say don't do it. If he can't practice, don't throw him in there, bro. Don't do that to him. All right, 985 says he might have a broken arm, but I don't want to make wild accusations. This guy's making wild accusations. Oh, man, I've never been accused of making wild accusations until several shows ago. But you know what? The man didn't know. He didn't know because he believed, like many people believe, when you talk Saints talk with me and the rest of the Great Saint Think Tank, it's a different experience. Now, some people might go, but we go in. We go in on you in here. That's real. And that's why people love the Sports Coma and the Great Saint Think Tank. That's why people love it, because we go in. What people don't want go in, we go in, and we kicking in the door, and we pointing fingers and faces, and we saying, man, you get this right up in here. You know, ain't no more, it's no more niceties. All the niceties and all that then went out the window. It's YQ, because 10 years evaporated it all up. Over 10 years without a Super Bowl ring and being the carrot being dangled in the face, that's a wrap. All the niceties is all out, you know? So we go in on you in here when we talking about Saints, and many people not used to having Saint talk in the Sports Coma way. They're not. They're used to WWL. They're used to ESPN, with all milquetoast publications and platforms when it come down to getting the real deal Holyfield on the Saints and on the Pelicans too. You listen to the Pelican post-game report show that we doing tonight. The Pelican, we go in on them too. We believe in going in, because that's how you get the answers. That's how you break open the narrative that they like to try to paint, because they like to paint pictures. But I go in there and smack all the goddamn pictures off the wall and say, man, this is all fabricated. You too chubby with these people. You too chummy with these people. That's the right term, too chubby. Too chummy. You too damn chummy up in here. You know, you supposed to be hitting the hard questions. And I got to get a lady credit, because she asked Peyton questions that tee him off. And them questions not really hard questions. It's commonsensical questions, you know. Her questions ain't really hard. Her questions is like a degree harder than the rest of those guys' questions. She ain't asking hard questions. These guys just don't want to give, you know, the real pertinent information. You know, but it ain't hard to tell, because when you go to my advance, I like talking about the mind, man. Y'all know that with me. When you want to know all of the answers to all that stuff, start talking about and studying the mind. When you start studying the mind, it reveals everything about the nation. That's how I be hitting on them like that. Be like, how you knew that? Because I know them. I know how they thinking. I know what they doing. I said that. You study their movements, and then you can be able to piecemeal together, or like they say, you can read the tea leaves. But we go in, and most people ain't used to hearing Saint talk like that. They used to commercialize Saint talk. This is not commercialized Saint talk. We're not reading off no goddamn teleprompter. And we're not trying to appease anybody here but the Great Saint Think Tank and hit them with that real deal. That's the bottom line. The rest of them got agendas. We ain't got no agenda. We want the truth, the bottom line. We want to win the bottom line. We want to win the playoffs, bottom line. We want you to answer our questions. We don't care about how much money you made last year. Like, we want to know why you're not running the ball. We want to know this. We want to know that. That's what we want to know. We want to know why you still calling the plays and you got an offensive coordinator that can do it for you. We want to know some real stuff. And they're not answering those questions. That's why old media got to be removed. And that's why we are here today, because of that. Let me keep going here. All right, big ups to the family members chiming in here as well. Mark 504 says PJ will make the run defense slot better. Okay, thank you, bro. Don says Zach Bond was injured. He wasn't injured, bro. He was an inactive. He was a healthy scratch for the first game. But all intents and purposes, Zach Bond should be in this next game. Thank you, Don. Who that? All right, Kenny said, I think Davenport's all show out once he get on the field, though. But 985 makes an interesting question, though. I mean, the point. He said about broken arm, but he don't want to make wild accusations. The way Sean Payton went after Jadeveon Clowney before the season started, and I said, man, something wrong with Davenport. Somebody said, Q, ain't nothing wrong with Davenport. They just wanted to be able to have more depth at the position. Really? I said, bro, that's not how Sean Payton operates. He don't operate that way. He broke out in a sprint to go to Houston, to Texas, to go talk to that man, because he knew Davenport was going to be missing extended action. And instead of going out and get another end, he said, I'm just going to stay with what I got. Because of the C-19 stuff and all this kind of stuff, I don't feel like going. We're going to just roll with what we got. That's pretty much what happened. But do you go break out there to try to do a sign and trade for $15 million to put Clowney on the team for one game, or is it multiple games? Truth might be 3 games. It might be 3 games. It could be 3 games that Davenport, or more. It could be. You don't go run out after Clowney like that for 2 games. Or, you know, I'm just saying, think about it, man. Look at the evidence, man. You the juror. I'm putting before you the evidence and you gauge it. You know, that guy don't do that. He don't stiff arm. That dude did a Walter Payton ass stiff arm on Elvin Kamara. Kamara standing up there talking to him, and then he went like this. He just and Kamara, all his dreads went up in the air. He fell on down and he stepped over him and went to Houston. And when he started talking to Jadeveon Clowney, he slammed the door and he came back, picked him, helped him up off the ground. My bad. That deal didn't get done. It should have got done a lot earlier than that. But that just goes to show you, man. I'm saying the ferocity of which that happened. Think about it. Think about that. All of a sudden, do you do that for 2 games or 3 games? The man could be out more than that, man. But listen, am I upset? Am I mad about that? No, hell no, I'm not. Why, Q? Because if he's hurt, let him be hurt now so we have him later. That's what you got to rest on. But that ain't no surprise. And I kept telling y'all, Davenport was hurt when they drafted the man. Seriously. You say, Q, you keep saying that. I'm saying it because that's the receipts. When they drafted Davenport, they had a report and everybody covered it. NOLA.com, The Advocate, all of them covered it. That right 2 days later, I don't even think it was 2 days later, right after they drafted him, he was having surgery on his hand. And then he played in the matchup. He backed up Okafor and was hurt that year. He started the next year, was hurt that year. 3rd year, he opened up the season. Looked like he might make 2 straight. But the thing is, you knew the man was hurt when you drafted him. So, but my thing is, I'm going to be patient with the man because I see a similar path with him and Danielle Hunter. I'm going to just keep it real. That's what I'm looking at him like, man, there's got to be something to it, because if you research Danielle Hunter and you research Davenport, their paths really almost are identical. He came out extremely raw out of LSU, meaning Hunter. Davenport came from UTSA, raw as well. They were really raw. Then the first couple of years, they were injured right around the same time. And then all of a sudden he got healthy and then he just took off. Bam. And I'm talking about Danielle Hunter. And then 50 sacks and he's 25 years old. That's how many sacks right now that Danielle Hunter has. He has 50 sacks and he's 25 years old. 50. You know, he just exploded. I'm expecting Davenport to do the same damn thing. You're going to see I pay attention to stuff like, man, that's really strange because they are right around the same. You look at them, their builds are almost the same. They're the same size. Their games are mirrored. I'm like, their pads, they look like they're the same person. Their styles are the same. Their attributes are the same. They're both lanky, athletic, strong edge rushers who were really raw, and they were hurt in the first 2 or 3 years when they came in the league. I'm just saying, man, research it for yourself. That's just my thought process on it. That's quite strange that all that's happening, and you don't think that it can go to the right, to the left. You're right. But the deal is, I still say Davenport gonna get it right. Sooner or later, he'll shake these injuries and he'll explode, and you'll forget all about his craptastic start when he got here. Just like we forgot about Mark Ingram's craptastic ass start the first 3 or 4 years when he got here, when he couldn't even run between the right holes, running into people's backs. He didn't even lift up his damn feet. A guy swipe out his feet and he'll fall down. He running with too much power and not running with balance, running top heavy. The dude swipe at his feet and he'll tip over. I remember all of that before he started to get it. I remember Cam being bad, not bad, but he wasn't good when he first got here. I remember all of that before he finally got it. People forget all of that stuff. I don't forget none of that. I knew what they were when they first got here. I was like, damn, why is he not catching on? Because he was constantly getting compared to like J.J. Watt and what J.J. Watt was doing in the Texans. J.J. Watt was eating his lunch. Let's just put it to you like that. He was taking his lunch. And Cam wasn't, but they was doing different things with Watt. They was moving Watt around on the line and finding mismatches for him. They was just put Cam here and leave him right there. And I kept saying, and they just started to do 2 years ago when I was saying it, man, move Cam around on the line. Then they just started to do it. And I'm like, man, what's going on here? All those years that you did it, and I said, one of you all to start. Better believe it. You better believe it. I keep telling y'all that. If it's a good idea, they'll do it. I'm telling you, don't take somebody, you got to pay somebody to, and then, yeah, I'm an analyst for them. Yeah, I think y'all should run the ball. No, I ain't going to do all that. If you talking commonsensical and you're constant and you're constantly out there, they got no choice but to pay attention to you, bro. And like I said, they have trainers, and I don't have to keep saying that, man. Y'all know what time it is. Let's keep it going. Troy Thompson, who that to you? Yeah, he healthy. Who that nation? Honestly, I think Hendrickson doesn't deserve to be a number 2 on this team. He needs to. He said, I don't. Hendrickson doesn't deserve to be a number 2 on this team. Okay. You think Davenport? He's saying Hendrickson don't deserve to be a number 2. Okay. Well, I mean, he isn't. He's a third stringer. He's the situational pass rusher. And like I said about Hendrickson, there's a fact that Hendrickson is a guy, man, that just couldn't stay healthy. He was just like his counterpart Davenport. The guy can't stay healthy. He had a fantastic start, but he does that. But can he sustain that? That's the thing. Can you stay out there to help the team in a Super Bowl or bust year? If he can do that, he might catch a cheap contract to come back. But the reality is he has to stay on the field. Somebody do, because Davenport ain't there, So let's keep it going here. Kenneth says it best. He says all about being on the field. Your best ability is your what? Availability. The family was hitting me with that last week. Jason says, nah, Kevin, I mean it's Sunday. All right. Jermaine says, I agree. All right, let's keep it going here in the chat and the family members. Remember, family, questions, concerns, or comments in the chat, and I'll read to them before we get to the show. Later on, I can't stay with y'all that late. I do have a Pelican post-game report that I got that's coming up at 10 o'clock. I'm going to be breaking down Drew Holiday rumors and several other stories. What top Pelican contributor DC, when I will be on the Pelican post-game report later on tonight. So that's why I can't really stick with you guys tonight. All right, so just to let you know. All right, let's keep it going down the chat. John says, want to see Caden Ellis wreak some havoc on Monday. Don says, Bond will be fine once he plays. Kevin says, John, he got toasted out there, but it's expected he's still learning. Mark 504 says, Bowen and Davenport needs to play for the Packers game. Let's see. Mark said, Jermaine says, hey, we'll see him sooner or later. The mix is Zach B. Let's see. Crash says Caden Ellis will need to play better. He was lost on a couple of plays. That TD by the Bucs tight end was Ellis's assignment. That's right. Blown wide open ass assignment. Wide open in the back of the end zone. I don't know what he was looking at, but he wasn't looking at the right thing. So yeah, that's on him. That's what inexperience gets you. You think Nigel Bradham would have got burnt like that? Chances are he probably wouldn't. He would have known to stick with that guy back there. But that's what youth gets you. And inexperienced play gets you. That's why they say what they say about that. Those guys have to learn. All right, let's keep it going. Crest says, who's Davenport's fella you guys keep mentioning? Mark 504 said, that's why I haven't been, he says, been active. All right, Jamal, let's see what keeps going. He says, Bond might surprise at coverage. Finney says, we didn't need Clowney. Kevin says, wait until next year. We trying to win a bowl. 985 losses. McCoy was getting pushed back like Pete was missing guys running right past him. Them guys got to pick that up. Mark 504 says, the game Davenport can eat in the Packers game. Well, we'll hope for. Hopefully he'll be there. All right, let's keep it going. Arnold Landry, who that to you? Arnold says, Q, I will be worried if Davenport is not practicing next week. That is true. We right now, we could pretty much say in our mind, hey, the guy ain't going to play this game. I mean, he didn't practice all week, and then he'll be a game time decision. You put him in a game, I wouldn't do that. If he didn't play this week, don't put him in a game. If it's that bad, leave him on out until he get an opportunity to play. Right now, the Saints really don't, they could use him, but the other guys are stepping up. And as long as they're doing that, keep doing it. But I will still want some insurance. I will still bring another veteran guy in here to put behind those guys just in case something happens. Because if you look at it, the Saints are using all of their defensive end, all of them. They're not having like one dude that's not playing. All of them are getting plays. And I find that really interesting if you think about it. Like usually you'll see a rotation of 3 guys and one guy that won't play. He just will be sitting there. He won't get no real reps or nothing, or maybe 1 rep. But you see guys getting multiple reps in there. That keeps everybody fresh enough and keeps everybody going. So if they can keep that mentality going, man, I don't see why they can't mimic a lot of the successes they had against Tampa Bay, Thank you for that, Arnold. Kevin says, yeah, I know, but some people were saying he was the best thing since sliced bread. Mark says, y'all just want him his dishes because we gave up a lot for him. No, I think he wants to. I want Davenport. I keep saying, man, Davenport is going to be, he's going to explode and become phenomenal. But you just have to wait. He got to get through these injuries. And like I said, been saying you got to brace him, get a veteran in here and work him in slow. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that. Don't throw him out there. Work him in slow. You know, that's what I've been saying that. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, Kenneth says we're going to have to get Carr because the Raiders have to do he said we're going to have to get Carr because the Raiders do have some offensive weapons. We'll see. Kevin says, I'm a Saints fan, but we have to be truthful. The trend is not looking good for him, bro. Hopefully he gets healthy. I say he gets healthy. Okay, William says the D-line better eat barbecue chicken. They should eat. Listen, that offensive line for the Raiders is decimated with injuries. I just read the report early in the show showing you several guys are on the injured list. They're dealing with injuries. So you're going to have backups in there that's not going to know what they're doing. It's the Saints' job to take advantage of that. So if you got a mishmash and you got problems with the offensive line and the Saints pass rushing, barbecue chicken. Especially if you rushing with 4, you're getting pressure with 4, and you using Alex Anzalone and Demario Davis to cover up the passing lanes. Derek Carr is going to have to find, he's going to be overthrowing people. He's going to be trying to fit balls through tight windows. And you might get a couple of picks off of him in this game if they mimic the same stuff. And why wouldn't they? You know, in many cases, with that line decimated like that, they can have severe issues. The thing is stopping the running attack and putting the pressure on Carr to beat you. You do not want Josh Jacobs to be the bell cow to keep that offense going. Josh Jacobs and that kid Richard, you got to stop those guys and one-dimensionalize these guys and then turn them into a pass-first team. Then you got them. And then on the offensive side of the ball, the Saints offensive line, which will finally be 100% healthy, with Ruiz in there, they have to then punish the defensive line for the Las Vegas Raiders, which are interiorly speaking with Collins and Hankins. Those big suckers in there are pretty good. But are Hankins and Collins any better than Ndamukong Suh or Vita Vea? The Saints are going to have to get better with that run game. They're going to have to put, and I think this is a plus for me, but not disrespecting the Raiders defense because they have pieces like I told you, Abrams and Littleton, and then you're looking at guys the interior line. The strength of the team is really the interior line on the defensive side for the Raiders. Collins and Hankins in the middle. Those guys, if you can dominate those guys, listen, if you can run on those guys, we should be fine. If you can run the ball to control the clock and dominate the line, we should be all right. So that's what it comes down to. Crassy, if Las Vegas is banged up, the O-line could be in for a long day. David O popped Gronk, and I don't think he had another catch the entire game. When Onyemata hit Gronkowski, man, he popped Gronk. Gronk wasn't the same the entire day. Gronk was like, don't throw me the ball. I'm done. He really popped him too. Popped him nice and good. And Onyemata 6'3", 300 plus. And it wasn't a love tap. He actually popped them pretty good. Wasn't the same. It's different when a linebacker hits you. It's different when a cornerback hits you. But a big 300-pound defensive lineman straight up had an opportunity to put some thrust in it. That's the worst thing that a tight end could do. I'm just keeping it real with you. But you got to watch out for Waller too. Tramal says, no Q. You throw some sugar in his tank, he become the sweet one. You know how that go, bro. That's right. Yep, he become like the sweet one. The little dude, that's the cheap knockoff, the Pepsi commercial knockoff. Now Dr. Pepper, cheap knockoff of Prince. Now you know that's wrong, man. That's Prince knockoff there. He doing all his mannerisms. He got the same look as the dude. Got a dude looking like him, sounding like him, even playing instruments and stuff. But he got him like he a midget or something, imp or something. I don't know what's going on. Why you got to be all small like that? What you trying to say? Jamal says, that's right, Jamal. Thank you for that. Jermaine says, you going and hard, Jamal. Kenneth says McMillan, Ohio State. Thank you, Kenneth. Appreciate that. All right. I don't know. I always get them mixed up. I know McMillan. I say either Alabama or Ohio State. But there you go, Ohio State. Thank you, bro. All right, Jamal said, Jermaine, you have to be Shaq in the paint, bro. Kevin says 3 tight end sets, pound them like ground beef. There you go. Dwayne says Bree's going to pick them apart. Thank you, Dad. Dwayne. Mark 504 says 3 tight end sets. We bout that. Man, I've been yelling to the highest levels of whatever the highest peaks in this area for the Saints to bring back the 3 tight end set, to bring back the fullback in the power I formation. And we seen glimpses of that in week 1. Can we see more in week 2? The power I formations, 3 tight end sets, taking it real, because that's what you're going to need until you get the offense together. When they started moving like they usually move, you're going to need to get that running game. But once the offense started getting back to where it was, take that with you. Do not run away from it. Take it with you into the rest of the season, and most certainly into the playoffs, because that's when you're going to need it. Remember, the Saints have 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs on the active roster. All those guys run hard. Kamara and Ty Montgomery are scat backs with power, but Latavius Murray and Dwayne Washington are one-cut north-south runners, downhill runners that are ferocious. And Dwayne averages more yards per carry than Latavius. And I would dare say Dwayne runs angrier. He runs more angry than any other running back there. He does. He runs angry. We need that. You have 4 running backs. Do any of them guys see any action there? Man, put them guys out there. If one dude ain't getting it, he can't seem to get it, put the other guy out there. You know what I'm saying? If you get that power, I'm saying you got 4 active, why not use them? Use them to the best of your ability. Ground and pound until that offense get going, till the shed of wealth gets going. Thank you for that, Mark. Crash, so I hope Callaway had a good week of practice. All he needs is opportunity to shine. This could be a perfect game to showcase. Thank you, that Crash. I agree. All right, let's keep it going. 3 tight end sets confuse the hell out of the Raiders, says Brother Tremont, because they expecting the Saints to sling it all around. This is the year where we fool them when we turn into a ground and pound team. And then we start throwing that out there, because if you can ground and pound and get that together, we know it's light work throwing that ball out there and getting them situated. That's going to come. But the running attack is something that the Saints could eat off of until everything else gets going. Eventually, y'all know, like I know, that Drew Brees is going to catch fire with this offense. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in 3 or 4, in either games 3 or 4, and we already in week 2 already. So just think about that. All right, let's keep it going. Avalanche Powerful Poetry said, let's go Raiders, just win, baby. There you go. Got a good Raiders person in here. Sammy Vinegar says Raider Nation in the house. All right, so we got a couple of Raider guys in there. So big ups to our Raider guys that's in the building. All right, may the best team win, Raider Nation. May the best team win, baby. Just win, baby. And that's what old L says. I say, may the best team win, baby. Reverend Saint. Oh, all right, big ups to our Raider Nation people chiming in. All right. Moss says, just win usually comes after they are down 14. All right. Sammy says, we got one last. Remember, we got the last one. Remember that. All right. Okay. A little healthy jousting, a little healthy. All right. That's good. All right. Dwayne says, amen, Q. All right. Let's keep it going here. All right. Let's see. Mark says he can play zone. Man to man is where he struggles. This is the final time I've seen a Raiders fan coming in there. Where have y'all been? All right. We've seen they had Raiders fans chiming in. We had some yesterday. We had some prior to that. We always got Raiders people. Even when we weren't playing the Raiders, we had Raider Nation's family members chiming in. And like I said, we don't play the Raiders, but what, every 3 or 4 years? So it's not like a hot and bothered rivalry that we have with the Raiders. It's like I have with our Kansas City Chiefs people that come in. It's like, okay, we see you guys 3 or 4 years, every 3 or 4 years. Whatever. Y'all are AFC, we're NFC, so whatever. So it's not like in a situation like it's the Cowgirls or it's the Falcons, or some people like that. But it's like a mutual respect. I have more respect for the Raider Nation and the Chief Nation than I do the Cowgirl Nation or the Falcons Nation. The Falcons people, they have a few Falcons people that come on here. Molly Mall, ATL is good family members. That's ATL people, but they listen to a Saint show. But they're not, you know what I'm saying? It's just the camaraderie. They just enjoy the camaraderie, man. You know, so I don't have no issue with the Raider people, man. The Raiders got a lot of good Raiders people jump in here. Just, you know, they keep it respectful. You know, that's what it is. All right, let's keep it going here. Sam said just showed us Raiders, so we just showed up. Thank you. They just represent for their team. That's beautiful. That's all good. All right, hit the like button, family. All right, big ups. All right. He says, burn the stadium down. Nola Boss, I'm waiting to see the receivers this week. I think taking Mike out will benefit the play call. Taking Mike out will benefit the play call. Thank you, Nola. Sammy says, we'll see. It's going to be a good test. That's right. Kenny says, the refs better not cheat us out of this game. No, they can't. We can't because we won't let them. Okay, Mark saying the roof is on fire. Dada, big ups to Dada. Big ups to you, brother. Good to see you. Look, Sammy says the refs be tripping. They had Raider Nation had this share of referee flops. Let me tell you what. That's a shared sentiment all across the NFL football world. It's almost like I'm gonna tell you what it is, family. It's almost like what you see, like what Sammy was saying about the Raiders and everything. Listen, it's the same way people feel about Goodell. No matter where you go, whether it's Raider Nation or the Who Dat Nation or anywhere else, people hate Roger Goodell. They do. They used to love Paul Tagliabue. He was personable. He would talk to people. He would do the right things. People love Paul Tagliabue. He was the dude that was there before Goodell came in. But everyone hates Goodell. It's just what it is. And what are they seeing? Everybody's seeing the same thing about Goodell. He's not personable. He's an automaton. He's a moron. He's incredibly corrupt. He's a backstabber. He's a two-toned snake. And on top of that, he's vindictive. You know, so I mean, and then the referees are appendage of the commissioner of the NFL office. If the office, they command them, they'll say, nah, Q, the referees got their own boss. The referee boss answer to the NFL. The NFL protect the referees like they don't have no arm on. They walk around them like they the Secret Service or somebody. You can't talk about the referees, Q. Yes, I can. The players, the coaches can't. They'll get fined. Even if the referee was dead wrong, the league will fine you for saying the referee's dead wrong. What kind of stuff is this? What kind of stuff is this? If you're wrong, how are you being protected in wrongdoing? Why? Because they're not the ones that was responsible for the wrongdoing. They were told to do that. That's why they were protected. That's why when they did that call 2 years ago, those referees weren't fired. Their pay wasn't docked, because if you're missing calls and costing games, that can ultimately cause coaches to lose jobs, players to get cut, all that to happen if you screwing up on the field. So if they're losing their jobs and they're losing their money, you should. If you're making calls and be like, that might not be fair, Q. That's absolutely bull crap, because number one, they have all kind of cameras all the way around every game, 1,000 cameras that they can stop and go and refer to make sure they get it right. You and I both know that. So reason why I sound a horn early in the broadcast is because I know, like you know, that the referees are going to try something. They've been doing it, you know, and you're going to see. Y'all going to see. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members, chairman. I see you, Travis 504 Demi. Who that to you, baby? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups to you. Dr. Drew, good to see you in there as well. Bradley Brown, who that to you? Bradley Brown in the building as well. I see you, family. Much love to y'all. And thank y'all. Please hit the like button, family, as we roll on down. I'm going to exhaust the chat, then that'll be in the end of the show. All right, Sammy Sammy says 34-27 Raiders. Okay, I got you, Sammy. You supposed to say that, buddy. You're a Raiders man. All right, Mark says it says elbow. What could be wrong? Bruised elbow or broken elbow? If you got a broken elbow, you know, we'll see. Philip says, what up, bro? No, he said, I know you from back in the Fanny days. All right, okay, that old school. All right, thank you, Philip. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for supporting, bro. Dope show. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, bro. All right, let's keep it going here. All right, Tramal says Davenport might need Tommy John surgery. All right, let's keep it going, man. All right, Inevitable says Crass, he was kind of abusing Jenkins. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, get down here. Tyra says, me and Cam, Jay goes back and forth IG Messenger. He always replied, but just follow back with a who dat. All right, Crass says, Raiders are a decent team, but when I tuned in, Teddy Two Gloves. Thank you, Mark. Mark Dykes donated super chat. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you for your super chat, my friend. Much love to you. And who that, brother? Thank you. All right. And Tyra, okay, thank you for that. Tyra Crash says Raiders are a decent team, but when I tuned in, 2 gloves, Teddy was going up and down the field through there. Breeze should get his mojo back in this one. Thank you there, Crash. All right, Crash says, so does Barnes start this week? No, according to the depth chart, he doesn't. And before I got going, I checked the Saints depth chart as well. On their site has it listed the same way. So no, Ellis is going to be out there as well, you know, so we'll see. Kelvin 14 says Barnes will be a scratch until one of these linebackers get nicked up. Brian says, who do you think the next thing is to get signed? Who do you think the next thing is to get signed with the team? Who the next person the team's going to sign? Can't tell you, bro. Potentially, you have Marcus Williams is there. You know, could they be working on something behind the scene with him? We already know about Lattimore, Ramczyk. There's Sheldon Rankins. A lot of people say, nah, he's gone. But, you know, who knows, man? With the new upcoming season and the compressed cap, would it be simpler for you to try to get some of these guys back cheaper for a year or two? Or, you know, it kind of changes things. But those are the top 3 that I'm going to throw at the top 4. Marcus Williams, Lattimore, and Ramczyk, even though they're going to play on their 5th-year options, because both of those are first-round draft picks. They got a 5th-year option. They're going to be playing underneath. Behind them, you got guys like Sheldon Rankins, and we'll see how it shakes after that. Thanks for the question, bro. All right, let's keep it going. Let's move on to the next one there. Where was I at here? Okay, thank you there, Mark. Brian, thank you there. Crash says, if the Saints have Super Bowl aspirations, I think they need to sign another DE for that final push. Davenport won't hold up. We need fresh bodies in the pass rush rotation. See Philly Super Bowl. Thank you, bro. And that's why I keep saying, get a veteran, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to get him. Lance Baptiste, what up, fam? Was who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. Tyra says, this is not good. Davenport's been hurt the whole damn time. 985 Live says, we need to stop drafting small college players in one or 2 rounds. I'm telling you, he's going to surprise y'all. Watch. He's going to surprise y'all. Big ups to you, Brandon. I see you. Lance says, the difference is Hunter was a late round pick, though, bro. No difference, bro. If you're talking about late round pick, nonetheless, I'm talking about if you look at their bills, you look at their pads, drafting aside, if you look at what they are, their size, what they look like, they basically are the same one and very mirrored set. Remember the same thing as Danielle Hunter had when he was hurt for those first 2 or 3 years before he finally got hurt healthy and started showing what he can do. Then he exploded. Like I keep saying, I'm seeing the parallels, and I'm saying Davenport could be that man. I'm not gonna give up on him that easy. I still think he got a lot in the tank. He'll eventually shake these injuries, though. He'll get through it. All right, let's keep it going here. Kelvin says you already got fresh bodies rotation. Dude provide crazy amount of pressure when he on the field. Top of the league actually gonna be all right. Phillips says, damn, I don't know Hunter had that many sacks. Yep, check him out. And the guy they got now, who they replaced Everson Griffin with, he has 35 sacks and he's 25. And we talk about Yannick Ngakoue. Pretty good, huh? Mm-hmm. That's what happened when they explode out the gate like that. When they finally get the system and they finally break through. Watch a similar progression with Davenport. Y'all gonna see. All right, let's keep it going. Crash says Davenport had all the season to rest through Mark. He needs to be in practice, don't you think? Phillips says, exactly, that's what I thought of Mark Ingram. He says, y'all forgot about Ingram. Yep. JT says, I remember all that Q. That's right. Who that to you, JT? Good to see that. He said, fans hated Ingram. They did. And see, and that's the thing. Go back into your Saints brain, and remember this, because people say, man, Ingram was a beast. Not at first. I'm telling you, they almost got rid of Ingram. I'm telling y'all this, man. Go back in your Saints brain and say, yeah, that's right, Q. I remember that. And I'm telling you, it's the same. Ingram couldn't find the hole. You couldn't pay him to hit the right hole. And he hit the hole. He tripping forward. He was running too hard. All this. It took him about 3 to 4 years for him to finally get it right. I'm telling y'all the truth. Same with Cam. Cam didn't look like Cam the man. He was flat top Cam back then. He had to figure the system out. His technique was off. He had the speed. His power wasn't all the way there, but his technique was all. Now Cam got the speed and the power and the technique. He know the system. He got his moves together. So, it takes a time for those guys to get in sync. And sometimes it takes 3 to 4 years before you really see what they can do. That's why we're looking at Traquan Smith saying, what can you do? That's why we're looking at Trey Hendrickson saying, what can you do? This is year 4. What are you going to do here? You know, and it's time to step up. But I just throw that out there so that people can understand that the guys that you know as good recently didn't start out that way. They were pretty bad coming in. They were terrible. And they came in with the pressure of first-round draft picks. Ingram came in the pressure of being a Heisman. He was a Heisman Trophy winning running back, and he couldn't find the hole. It was terrible the more earlier years, but he finally stuck to it. They finally put the offensive line together right, and he would run with a fullback. He finally started to see stuff. He started putting this little shake and bake. He got his Alabama rhythm, his swag back, and then you start seeing Ingram doing what he's doing. You know, that's how it happens. I'm saying that's how it worked. All right. Toka, thank you, Toka, for joining up. Big shout out to your family. Thank you. Appreciate you for subscribing, and welcome to the Great Saint Think Tank family. Big ups to you. All right, Demi says Q is true. Marcus Colston never made the Pro Bowls. If so, he was good of a player not to be mentioned. Made the Pro Bowl. He came close, and it was a shame what they did to Marcus Colston. He should have had at least several Pro Bowls down here. But that's how they do the Saints, baby. You know that's why we talking up for him. Mark says Peyton said it's injury. If they rush him, they could see him miss a lot of time. Should have IR'd him then, bro. Wouldn't you agree with me to say if they rush him out there, then he should be IR'd and put on the injury list for 3 weeks, and he won't come back for 3 weeks. Then you can sign somebody else, a veteran, to help those guys keep the pass rush going. I got a saying that I always say, and y'all know I got a lot of sayings I say, but in particular, I always say don't mess with the pass rush. The pass rush makes everybody look better than what they actually were. You look at what the Saints defense looked. Because of the pass rush, they was able to shut the running attack down. Because of the pass rush, they was able to make Tom Brady look absolutely not like he was 43, but like he was 53 back there. And that's what happened when you have a pass rush that's constantly destroying the line of scrimmage and pushing the line of scrimmage back 3 yards from the original line of scrimmage in the face of the quarterback. He can't feel comfortable. He can't step up into that and deliver the ball. And especially a guy like Derek Carr, who's kind of impatient anyway. You put Carr in that similar situation, what you think Carr gonna do? What them dudes come. His eyes are not gonna stay down the field. His eyes are gonna drop right into the line, right in front of him, and he gonna start looking like he gonna put the ball, tuck it down, and get sacked back there. I'm telling you, the discipline to keep that's one thing you can give Tom Brady, is that the discipline to keep his eyes down the field when the offensive line is crumbling around him. You know, crumbling around him. He knows to look around and feel. Because that's one thing he does have is pocket presence. You know, the great ones do have. The really good ones have pocket presence where they can feel that pocket collapsing. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for joining the Great Saint Think Tank family. Appreciate you. Tangy sauce. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you there. Welcome to the Great Saint Think Tank. Once again, big ups. And all the family members that are not subscribers, hit the subscribe button. I give you a shout out from the entire Great Saint Think Tank Nation and welcome you into the family. So thank you for that. But yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just saying, his eyes, do you think he's going to keep his eyes downfield with the Oh, hell no. Them eyes going to go like that all the way down to here. I'm just telling you, that's what pressure do. You know, it does that. Pressure bursts pipes. And if you can make a Hall of Famer, a 43-year-old Hall of Famer who's supposed to be top-notch, look like what he did last week, imagine what you can do to pull Derek Carr, who has a line issues all over the place. Jacobs, their running back, coming off an injury. Their star wide receiver is hurt. So you got the running back hurt, the wide receiver hurt, the line is hurt. Quarterback going to be hurt in a minute. Just keeping it real. We're going to see. All right, thank you for that. Tara says, Mark Ingram was my guy as soon as we drafted him. Yeah, I like Mark too. I was happy they got him. It took a while for him to get right, though. Crash says, rest, did he just have a baby? Come on, fam. He needs to be at least present at practice. Jermaine said, I agree, Crash. He had a lot of time off to rest. Davenport, man, got me with a question. Tara said, they done MC so wrong. Tyrone T-Bone, what up, Tyrone? Good to see you, fam. Who that? 985 says, Mark, I wonder what Davenport doing to keep getting arm and hand issues. All right, he better cut it out. All right, James Combs in the building. What's up, fam? Good to see you, fam. Who that to you? Lee Wood. All right, Melanin God 504. What up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Much love to you. So I'm not going to compare him to Hunter yet. Davenport is always hurt. And I feel like Saints need to get a plethora of guys to complement his struggles. I agree with you on the plethora of guys. I say get another experienced edge rush veteran. And you can't, the comparison is against Danielle Hunter when he had the same transition in terms of his injuries. I'm merely marking up from that point that you seen with Hunter joining with the team and him going through being raw, being hurt, and eventually they stuck with him to the point where he exploded for those 50 sacks before he was 20, when he was 25 years old. They stuck with him to that point. Of course, you can't compare Davenport's 50, his little, whatever he got, 10 and a half sacks to 50 by Danielle Hunter. Of course not. That's not what the thing is. The thing is the progression up to that point. So if Davenport is hurt in his third year, let's look at where Danielle Hunter was in his third year, and they were at the same times, the same time reference is what I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying. That's what I'm making the comparison. I'm not talking about sacks or that at all. We talking about progression from him being raw, because he was raw, Davenport was raw. He big, 6'7", 6'6", Davenport 6'6". They're the same player if you look at them. They're built the same way. Their games are the same. They're power, speed rushers. That's freak athletes. And they're both the same. They were both hurt coming out and was hurt for a period of years. Davenport was hurt for a period of years. So I'm saying if you can look at that, that's all the comparison stops right there. It don't go into no sacks. It don't go into no sacks. It don't. You can't. I mean, he does not. It don't add up. Okay, let's keep it going here. Dwayne says, who that nation forever. Big ups to you, Dwayne. N.O. Pooney said, Big Q, when did you change the time for the Pelican post-game report? We changed the N.O. Pooney. You got to check out your listing on the show, my friend. You got to check that out. And I know you're a Pelican post-game report follower, my friend. Thank you. But I think you might want to fix your phone. Your phone might be broke. I know that guy. That guy's phone, he always dropping his phone. He always dropping his phone, man. Yo, look, that guy right there, y'all, N.O. Pooney, let me spotlight that guy. That guy, I know that guy. That guy always has. You ever know somebody, man, that always that has a smartphone and the screen always cracked, and then when you go and say, man, you need to go and go change that phone out, bro. And then you say, yeah, I'm gonna go do it. And then you talk to him 2 weeks. Say, hey, did you take care of your phone? Yeah, I changed it. And then a month later, the screen cracked again. You ever met somebody like that? I did. It's that guy right there. So, fix your phone, man. Fix your phone. I know he laughing about that. All right, bro. Don't try to get on here talking about when you change the report. Don't you try that. That's why I fired at your phone. That's what the problem is, your phone. Take that. Get on here. Oh, man, don't you mess with me. All right, Brandon. He said, as soon as Davenport started playing, the dollars would be like, I know he was going to be a star. Thank you. Watch. We've read it, says, you're absolutely right regarding J.J. Watt being moved all over the line. Wade Phillips mentioned that he moved J.J. Watt on the other team's weakest O-line to gain an advantage. That's why Cam improved also. Thank you. We've read it. Absolutely right. Very true. Nope. And Opuna says, I got a smart watch now. Hey, listen, dude, if you cracking up the phone, man, I know you can't talk now. Yo, damn, I know the watch is cracked right now. I should tell you I should take a picture of the watch some kind of way and send it to me. I guarantee you it's cracked. This guy went from the watch from the phone to the watch. The watch is cracked right now. I guarantee it. Y'all know they got people out there, man. Be like, man, come on, bro. Look at that phone, bro. Look at that phone, bro. What's wrong with that phone, man? Man, I tried to call you, bro. I missed the call, man. And I said, look at me. Look at his phone. Phone cracked all like he was he got an X. He put a X across the phone. Like, man, what happened to that phone? Well, man, I did such and such, such and such. Man, go take that phone in. You got insurance. Yeah, but sooner or later, them people gonna tell you, man, listen, you out, they gonna kick you off the phone company to keep replacing phones sooner or later. Y'all know they got them guys out there with them cracked ass phones. Fix your phone, man. Cut it out. All right, let's keep it going now. That's shout out to Eno Pooney, man. That's shout out to him. Come on here with that. All right, take that, Eno Pooney. Oh, that's DC, y'all. That's who that is. That's why I'm messing with him. That's DC, man. Just messing with him, man. All right, let's keep going, man. Let's keep it going. All right, big ups to the family members. Melanie says, Davenport remind me of Cedric Ellis. Oh, no, come on, bro. Cedric Ellis was a bust, bro. He said the Saints surrounded him with heavy rotation, especially the Super Bowl year. Ellis showed flashes, but never became a star. Cedric was a big letdown, man. He was a letdown like Jonathan Sullivan. Even though he was better than Sullivan, Sullivan was a bust, but Cedric Ellis, good grief. Cedric Ellis, man. He was supposed to be so much greater than what he actually was, man. It just never materialized. Never materialized. You know, I think it was his work ethic. That's what I think it was, bro. That's what I think. His work ethic had to have been, because he had everything else. He had the speed and the size, but it's his work ethic and his mentality. He didn't have a will to dominate. It would come in, flashes and I'm like, man, what's this dude? Just like John Jenkins. Remember Big John Jenkins, big sorry-ass John Jenkins? The big defensive tackle we drafted, he about 300-something pounds from the University of Georgia. He was, what, a third or fourth round pick we had? Big John Jenkins, big sorry ass. Remember him? Same way. Like, how could you be 6'4", 330 pounds, and then people move you around like you wearing skates, like you a vending machine with skates on, man? How you let people, you 330 pounds and 6'4", how people move you around like you a vending machine with skates on? That's absolutely insane. That defies the common thoughts of how physics is supposed to go. That's not supposed to work that way. You're supposed to have some type of resistance. Oh, man. Anyway, let's keep going. Thanks for that, bro. Appreciate that comment. All right. And you're right on that. Well, we've read about the Cam thing, man, about JJ finding it. And the Saints started to do that with Cam. They should have been doing that with Cam. Finding the easiest matchups to dominate, move them around the line, and they should still keep doing that. Like games against the Raiders. Move your best pass rush along the line to find the lineup. Let's see. Dennis Allen did a good job in his first week. But let's use some more of that imagination to move Cam up and down that line so that we can cause problems for people all the way around. Let's do that as well. Thanks for that. Crash says, Davenport's biggest critics here, says Crash, love his ability, speed, athleticism, but he's injury prone. He could have made a difference in the wild card game. He really would have made a difference. I don't think Kirk Cousins would have been Joe Montana in that game, to keep it honest with you. Lance says Ruggs didn't practice today, so I'm not sure he's playing. So that's another weapon down for them. So Josh Jacobs, who was dealing with an issue as well, he was listed as fully practiced. And I think he has an ankle issue as well. Ruggs has a knee. Then, it's looking pretty tough. And Opuna says, just think we could have had Lamar Jackson, our first round pick. There you go. I keep saying family gonna talk. See, Saints fans gonna mention the Lamar Jackson thing. And I said Davenport will forever be compared to Lamar Jackson's success. And even though it's a different position, but the Saints moved up, they could have, and I thought it was for Lamar. They took Davenport, fell off my chair. Like, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? This guy must be the rebirth, the resurrection of Neil Smith and Bruce Smith and Reggie White all combined in one for them to pass up Lamar Jackson, a bona fide star. And you had a 39-year-old quarterback there at the time with no apparent backup plan behind him. They saying it, but Lamar Jackson, man, could you imagine that? I'm just pretend for a second. Lamar Jackson as a Saints quarterback, but Elvin Kamara, Mike Thomas. I'm just leave it be. All right, I'm Davenport, dude. I'm Davenport, dude. But I got to rock with Davenport, man. I think he's going to shake back. I really do. Kelvin says, Atlas Anzalone stayed hurt in college, though Rankins and Davenport were never hurt. That's not actually true. Davenport was hurt in college, bro. Davenport had several, and he has a known injury history in college, bro. Research, look Davenport up. Davenport had several injuries in college. He was well known to be a player that missed games in college. Crass says, Carr is a gunslinger. I'm expecting Lattimore to get the first pick on Monday. Brandon says, Crass, if Deport was wild card game, it would be a different one. James says, you're right, Big Q, just like it takes offensive plays time to adjust the NFL speed and rigors on the body. The same goes for defensive players. Remember how Mark Ingram started slow and was injured a lot? Yep, I sure do. Lee said the Raiders better be celebrating if they win the coin toss because that's all they will have to celebrate. All right. Crass says, I'm praying for Davenport's help. See trails of Julius Peppers. That's a great comparison. Could you imagine him? I'm just not even gonna go there. 95 losses. We know that he can do it, but he got to stay healthy. We can't win what he can. He says you got to stay on the field. All right, Melly guys. So what's happening with you? Okay, Inevitable says Raiders O-line is real good, so we're gonna find out how good our D-line really is. Lee says upon further review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. The Raiders still suck. That's y'all hitting the Raiders guys hard, man. All right. Inevitable says, yeah, they are, but they still are real good. We can't underestimate nobody, bro. You know, we can't underestimate nobody. Hit the like button, says Tori. Thank you, family. Please spank the like button, family. Russell McGee, what up, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Russell says no audio. I don't understand what you mean, Russell. You can't hear me, bro? All right. Let's keep it going. Kelvin says, just wait for it. Kid was at the top of the league in pressure 2 years, and it'll all come together. Thank you. He says, Cook about to look like vintage Jimmy Monday. All right. Sleepyhead, what up? Says, without MT, do you think we'll beat the Packers week 3? I say we could beat them without. We are loaded, bro. Without MT, we still have players we can cycle in and around. Guys that, like I said before, guys that don't play the wide receiver position will play the wide receiver position. Taysom Hill, Ty Montgomery, Adam Troutman. You can see them move Jared Cook around like they did in week 1. When you seen Jared lined up at the sideline, when you see him catch that deep pass, see him coming. I mean, it's just going to be a series of moving parts. And that's what makes the Saints so difficult. It's hard to prepare for them, man, because, it's hard, man. I feel sorry for the D coordinators this year. I'm just going to keep it real. The Saints' offensive skill sets are just unbelievable. It's just there are so many people that can do so many things. You got Deontay Harris that can come in there and help. You got guys, I mean, it's just so many players that you can mix and match. Plus, it makes the team better because Drew is forced to use other weapons not named Mike Thomas. He could build camaraderie with other people outside of Mike Thomas. And when Mike Thomas comes back, he just gets right back in there and all that camaraderie going. And it's the share the wealth offense. It's the Oprah Winfrey offense, like I talked about. You get a touchdown, and you get a touchdown, and you get a touchdown. Everybody gets a touchdown in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton, share the wealth offense. All right, thank you for that question, bro. Elise says even a Raiders helmet logo doesn't like watching the Raiders play. Crash says I wouldn't get into a shout out with the Packers. I'd slow them down, and A-Rod sliced up good Vikings defense last week. Right. Pressure with the front four is the key to a lot of this. And Rodgers, he's accurate, but pressure with the front four. Get pressure with the front four. It's all those games going to take on a similar look. Watch, I'm telling you. You get pressure with 4 guys, beat their 5, then knock the quarterback around. Everybody drops up into coverage, covering up the passing lanes. Ain't too much you can do but come out the backfield, and find dink and dunking ways. I'm just saying, and the Saints have speed to attack those edges. Going to be interesting, though. All right, Pooh says Davenport is going to be the truth, though, but I would still draft Lamar. Nola Ball says Jackson cutting up over there with Willie Messer, Maya Sneed over there. Philip says, what do you think about Sheldon Rankins? Is he going to be the pad of Ellis? Oh, heck no. Rankins is way better than Cedric Ellis. It's whether or not the Saints bring Ellis back this year. Well, chances are they might not, but you never know with this upcoming year. The Saints could. They reworked this contract about a week or so ago, and I think that helps out with whatever they was trying to do with Alvin Kamara. But the thing is, if you bring in Sheldon Rankins back, do he come back at a cheaper rate? The Saints win the Super Bowl. Does he feel sentimental enough to say, I'm going to stick on here for another year and do whatever you need? You never know, man. Because I said last year with Andrews Pete, I was like, man, Andrews Pete gone. The Saints ain't going to. And then what happened? $57.5 million for Andrews Pete. Because of the C19 stuff that happened out there, you know, and how the market was. Who's to say the market won't do the same thing next year? You see? And there could be a similar situation. Well, I don't say he pay him that kind of money, but it's a realistic contract where you bring a guy like Sheldon Rankins or Marcus Williams or whomever else. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, you never can tell, bro. I wasn't expecting them to bring DeMario Davis back, you know, to be honest with you. They was talking about we won't see what these young guys could do. And then you bring back the old guy there for another 3 years. So he'll be here till what, he 34? So, I mean, it's tough to gauge them in that sense, you know, but I'm thinking Rankins is gone, but I think Rankins is way better than Cedric Ellis could ever hope to have been. I'm just going to keep it real. You know, he was realized potential. The only thing that slowed him down was injuries. Cedric Ellis was a guy people call him a slouch because he wouldn't show up all the time. He was there, but, you know, he didn't. I guess his practice regimen sucked. His dominating mentality as a defensive lineman wasn't always there. You know, he was just a guy that just wasn't. He was a first round pick. He was supposed to be dominant, and he wasn't that, man. He was anything but that. And I would say Hollis Thomas, if y'all remember Hollis Thomas, we picked up from Philly, had a better career than Cedric Ellis did. Hollis Thomas was in there busting ass, and Hollis Thomas was a guy that was a second and third stringer. He got on there, and Hollis stepped up for the Saints. I'm pulling that name out of there. Aaron Campos, what up, Aaron? Says, we could have got Mahomes. I said that several shows ago. We could have got Lamar Jackson. You could have got Mahomes. You know, you could have got Jordan Love. But people say Jordan Love suck, Q. You'll see. You'll see. It was a reason why the Saints were looking at him at first before they went and pulled a whole, you know what, out of their butts and got Ruiz. They were looking at Jordan Love and liked Jordan Love. All the scouting reports had them loving on him. The Saints they don't develop young quarterbacks. They like taking them old guys and making them into something. All right, let's keep it going. Nola Ball said offense will move better without MT this week. Thank you. Inevitable says the Bucs literally scored most of their points the other day because the refs throwing their flags extended the drives. That's a point. Mark says Deion Primetime Sanders working on deal with Jackson State. Shout out to HBCUs. That's what's up. Eternal Absolute says Ellis was soft. He was soft, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was soft. He was way soft. Ice cream soft. All right. Nola says Ellis was lazy. Yeah, yep. Inevitable says, shout out to Big Q. Thanks for doing the show. There ain't no problem. Thank you, Inevitable. Who that to you, fam? Nola says, I like Hakeem Hicks. He shouldn't have never left. Hicks was a guy still mad about it to this day in my Deontay Wilder voice about what actually went on with them getting rid of him. They did him wrong, man. He was still upset about that. He should have never left. Never. They were stupid. They were playing him at defensive end. The reporters used to make fun about him being the biggest defensive end in the history of the league. And really, he was an interior lineman. See what he did with Chicago when they put him on the inside. Imagine him and David Onyemata there, the Canadian connection, I would call him, being in the middle. That's what you could have had. But, you know, much love to Hicks, though, man. I never wanted to see him go, bro. He was upset about it. He won't go. And then I remember playing it last year. Y'all remember? I played the interview when we played the Bears and Hicks was talking, and I played it. And he was like upset and stuff. He was talking about the team and Sean Payton. Remember that? And I was playing it, and people was like, why is he saying that? Same thing they said about Delvin, bro. But he was still upset because he loved the city. He wanted to stay with the Saints, and the Saints did him wrong when they shipped him out of there. I was upset about that for many years. I'm still upset about that, the way they did him. All right. Tangy Saul says, I love being 1-0 and our rivals being 0-1. That's right. Brandon Foster, who that to you, fam? He says, going to see what Jacob's all about. He had 3 touchdowns last year. He was running against a very young offensive line. Let me say that to you. Demi says, family, remember to pray for Justice Ginsburg's family for the nation. God knows whose Trump will replace Justice Ginsburg with. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate you, baby. Much love to you on that. All right. Nola says, no lie, do I hate it moving from Hakeem Hicks. The same thing with me. He shouldn't have left, man. I'm in agreement with y'all on that. He shouldn't have left. Okula McGee, I see you, Okula. Big up to you. Trail Hatch, I see your family. Big ups to you as well. Man, big ups to you. All right. I missed this commentary right here for whatever reason. I kind of skipped over it here. Nola says Burrow played great under the circumstances, and they only lost by 5. Had the defense made a few more stops, it could have been a different outcome. All right. Tangy Sauce says, if we were able to lock up Tom Brady, what do y'all think we would do to Derek Carr? Right. These Raiders fans have been talking garbage all because they beat a struggling Panthers team. Not only struggling, but a young team as well. You know, that was a young team with putting a new offense in and all that kind of stuff, and the defense. Remember, I said this last week or a few shows ago that Carolina was the first team ever in the draft to draft an entire defensive draft. They ain't draft one. Every last player on their draft this year was a defensive player, which showed you that the defense was suspect. They have a lot of young guys on that defense. Don't expect that to happen with Josh Jacobs. And they did still hold Jacobs to less than 100 yards, but the killer part was those 3 touchdowns. You know, don't expect that to happen with the Saints. We're a lot more stiffer than that. All right, let's keep it going on as well. Uncle Paul is in the building. Good to see you. He said Chubb is a good back, just need a better line in front of him. That's right. And I said that in the TSC Unleashed in, what was that, yesterday? When we previewed the Cincinnati game, I said the Browns need to take the ball out of Mayfield's hand and put it in the hands of the running attack. Chubb and Hunt need to get the ball. What happened? They gave the ball, and that set it all off. They could not stop the 1-2 punch of Hunt and Chubb, and that was which took them the victory. You know, they take the ball out of the young quarterback hands, give it to the running game, and allow them to gain yards that way and then work the play action. Then he came alive, and that's what it was supposed to. Now, he did throw an interception in the game, too. That's why I say take the ball out of his hands, give it to the running game, and let that ground and pound. Because while you running and pounding, that clock steady you're ticking. It's steady on moving, you know. Stealing possessions from him. Ram says, hey, Q, remember that one year Mark Ingram had 4 fumbles during the first part of the season? Peyton set him, and Mark was carrying the ball around every way. But y'all remember that? And I remember that Mark, and it was up to, it wasn't even, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? I want to say when Mark Ingram fumbled the ball like in back-to-back contests, and it's like, what, like 3 straight games he fumbled? And then Sean Payton benched him and put, who was that in there? Who was that in there? The man from Arizona. What was his name? Put it in the chat, family. He benched him and started, I can't think of his name. I'm going blank. But they brung him over from the Arizona Cardinals, the running back. He was backing up Mark Ingram. They gave him the ball, and then he ran hard for 2 games until Mark Ingram got angry enough, and then he finally put him back in there, and he took his job back. Remember that? Put that guy's name in the chat, family. I forgot his name. I'm drawing blanks on it. All right, let's keep it going here. All right, he says, Tangy Sauce is a good amount of people are thinking this could be an upset, but we need to shut the Raiders down in their stadium and make it our stadium. Thank you. Rude Boy 25. What's up, fam? Say my boy Q not giving up on Davenport. No, sir, I can't. I know what Davenport can do. I'm not going to give up on him. All right. Oh, I can see your text. Take it off. I can see that. All right. Boss says, shout out to Dion. All right. Big ups. All right. All right. JT in the building. So much love. Brandon Foster. I see you, Brandon. Who that to you, brother? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to your family. All right. Let's keep it going down before I exhaust the rest of the champ. Almost at the bottom of the chat right now. Okay. Where did I leave off there? Okay. Nola says we play defense. We can beat anybody. Offense will move better without MT. All right, I already said that. Okay, here we go. All right, I had to jump down a little further. All right, once again, thank you, Inevitable. Thank you for that, bro. 504 says one more comment, though. We lost Lamar and Holmes, but now he says, look how Winston fell in our lap. You're going to keep winning. You're going to get people that won't play for you. Inevitable said, I remember when the Saints had Patriots in 2013 and Hicks was tossing the Pats O-line around like they were redheaded stepchildren. Kelvin says Jacob's going to get lit up. That's right. Paul says, hey, Q, I heard Mark Ingram dad had Rogers, Craig, and Otis Anderson work with him in the offseason. Wow, I didn't know that, Brother Paul. That's the historian for you, dropping the knowledge. Aaron says, I think Jameis could play just as good as Mahomes under our offense if we can go forward with him. What do you think? Bro, 5 years worth of experience. When he finally gets an opportunity, barring that Drew retires next year, definitely. With all the weapons, you got Kamara for, 4 more years after this year's over with. You're going to have Mike Thomas for multiple years, Cam Jordan. You're going to re-up sooner with some of the other pieces. You got DeMario there. So no doubt about it, the Saints are going to be relevant for the next 5 years. And we got Peyton for, 4 years on his extension? So, yeah, the Saints are going to be relevant with or with not Drew Brees, but Super Bowl contender with Drew here. So with him gone and Jameis has a full year underneath the system, he could be very dangerous. He could be very dangerous, bro. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Jameis has that play. He's a lot more mature, And I'm just saying, man, he's settled in. This could be a dangerous pairing, a very dangerous pairing. A lot of people not looking at it because they still seeing Jameis like old garbage Tampa Bay Jameis. You can't do that. You got to update that thinking because him being disciplined by Peyton and Breeze, man, listen, look what they did for Bridgewater. And Jameis is way better than Bridgewater, in my opinion. All right, let's keep going. Mark says we could have got Lamar and Holmes. Okay, I read that. We've read it. Said, no lie, back in the day when I lived in New Orleans, I used to see Cedric Ellis at Tasty Donuts on the Crowder. At 3 a.m. on Sunday morning, I used to say, don't you have to play a football game? Nope, I'm just a lazy donut eater. That's what, thank you, We've read it. Appreciate it, bro. All right, Kyrie Robinson. No, that's not him, GM Kev. It was Hightower. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Kelvin. Kelvin hit it right on the head. It was Hightower. That's it. Thank you, Kelvin. All right, thank you, there. Tyra says, my guy Ingram was benched, and I didn't like it. He kept fumbling, and Peyton gotten it. Thank you. Benjamin Smith, who that to you? Inevitable. Cedric Rogers, who that to you? Troy Thompson, all of them hit on the Hightower. Thank y'all, family. Tim Hightower. That's who it was. Appreciate it. Melanin says, Hollis Thomas, wow, that bring me back. I know, bro. See, I throw some names at you every now and again to kind of resurrect that old mind, bro. We'll throw some names at you every now and again. The historian, Uncle Paul, you know, he always dropping names, but I name drop every now and again to throw you way back in the day, baby. Remember Winifred Tubbs? Remember him? Remember old Winifred Tubbs and Mark Fields? That was after the Dome Patrol years when they was trying to, there's some old names there to throw at the family members. They remember that. All right, Paul said, what happened to Kyrie Robinson? He was Alvin Kamara in the making. He was a nasty running man. I really like Kyrie Robinson. Corin Robinson. Kyrie Robinson. Remember Mike Bell? All them dudes was just solid runners, man. That's what Sean Payton used to do, the 3 running backs. He had Mike Bell in there and all that. Man, he used to run angrily. Angry runners. I love it. All right, 985 live. Jason Thomas, who that, bro? He says, I think might see Carr use his legs if needed this week. He gonna use his legs, bro. We gotta have to wrangle him, bro, and contain him because he gonna definitely take off, man. Especially if all those guys is injured or still dealing with injuries, and they're not fully, it could be a hard day on him. All right, John said, how many times do you think Carr will get sacked? I say 3 times. I say 3 times in the game. I say at 3 just being conservatively. Now, if I'm still salty about that, Q, I know, bro. I know. I feel the same way. Jason says, unless you get 2.5 seconds, his average ball release. His windows are going to kind of extend a bit, bro. I'm just saying that offensive line, when your line is patched together like that, not saying those guys can't gel. You know, I'm not saying the guy can't have a solid game, but, you know, what's the odds of that, man? You know, him coming in and balling like that. They did well last week against Carolina in limited duty because Carolina line ain't the same as the Saints. The Saints get after you. You know, Nola Ball says by the time Drew leaves, Jameis will be Warren Moon. All right. Nola says, hey, Q, nobody worse than Boo Strip Club Williams. Yes, indeed. I remember Boo Williams. I remember Boo had a lot of promise, but man, he just screwed up a lot. Yeah, screwed up. Just like man, I can't think of his name, man. The little kick returner we had here 4 or 5 years ago, man. He couldn't keep his head straight. What's his name? Joe what? What was his name? What's the guy? What's the kick returner name, family? I'm drawing blanks tonight. Chris Ivory, there you go. Good one there. Bradley, thank you for that. Chris Ivory was the guy who was calling for. What was the guy who kept having problems, the kick returner, man? And Sean cut him off the team, then brought him back. And the guy had all type of promise. He had all kind of speed, but he couldn't put it together. Put that guy's name in the chat. I'm drawing blanks tonight, family. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was a wide receiver. He was used as a kick return about 4 or 5 years ago. And he actually, you know, was doing all right as a special routines, man. He had speed and everything, but he couldn't stay out of trouble. What's his name? Y'all put that name, that wide receiver's name in the chat. You know, y'all put that name in the chat. All right. Paul says, Big Q, you remember Chris Ivory? I sure do. He says, Salmon, N.O. Pooney said, I remember Salmon should be talked about more. Kelvin says, Carolina lost players on the D-line as well, very young on that line now. That's right. Thank you for that, Kelvin. Mark Dice, who that T says, if Winston could learn the check, yes, indeed. He'll be, there you go. Thank you. 985 Live, Kelvin, Kevin, all of them throwing that. Joe Morgan. There you go. Joe Morgan. I'm drawing blanks today, family. I don't know what's going on up top here today. My Saints brain flicking in and out. Must have been a busy day. But anyway, that's absolutely right. Joe Morgan, man. Joe Morgan had speed. He was doing well in the kick return, punt return game. He could not stay out of trouble. He couldn't stay out of Sean Payton. I remember Sean Payton cut the kid, then brought him back because of his potential, and he still screwed up. Thank you, JT. Joe Morgan. Y'all remember Joe Morgan? Man, yes, indeed. Hemisphere, who that to you? Said Michael Billman, a.k.a. Billman. And Neville said, remember Chris Ivory sniffed armed hornball from Atlanta into oblivion. Yep. Well, how about that? Yep. But yeah, Joe Morgan, that was a dude. That was something else. Jason says, who that, brother? What's up, Jason? Who that to you? That's another one of our good Raiders family members chiming in. He said, I hope y'all do, because Carr can run. He just had been scared after breaking his leg, even though he was in the pocket when that happened, not when he did a front flip on run 2016. Yeah, I remember. Thank you for that, Jason. Appreciate you. And good to see you in the chat, my friend. What's up to you? Paul says, Q, I remember Troy Davis. I remember Troy Davis. He said, got 2,000 yards rushing in college twice, but did nothing in the pros. That was the year Ditka drafted. Ditka passed up on guys like Trey Thomas. Remember Trey Thomas, the all-pro, multiple-year all-pro guy that came out of Florida State that Philly had up there for over a decade? The Trey Thomas, remember him? That guy, Mike Ditka passed on him, said he wasn't a Ditka guy. You know who Mike Ditka guy was? Chris Neoli, Troy Davis, Danny Awful. Danny Waffle was drafted in the same draft that Troy Davis was drafted. Troy Davis couldn't do diddly squat, and neither could Danny Awful Waffle. He in the spread offense in Florida, he was all over the place. And the only thing you know Danny Waffle is about when they were playing the Carolina Panthers, and Danny Waffle got his helmet turned the wrong side on his head. Y'all remember that? And he was running around with the ball with the helmet turned the wrong way. Y'all remember that? That was the play that summed up the Benson years. The Danny Waffle play when he was sitting there with his helmet turned around backwards. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I remember him as Tyrone Hughes. I remember. Yep. I remember old Tyrone. That's right, Kevin. He passed up Edgerrin James too. He had to have Ricky Williams. And I said, listen, you'd not kept the draft the same. You would have ended up with Edgerrin James. But you know what? Mike Ditka would have screwed that up too. He was a moron. And he's still a moron. But that's what it was. Yep. And Kenny Stuff said, you ended up going to the CFL. All right. Okay, I didn't know that. He says it's going to be an exciting game either way. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. Yep. Now, y'all remember that? Danny Awful Waffle. Y'all remember that? When he was playing against the Panthers and he ran around, the guy grabbed him, the referee didn't even call a flag. He turned the guy's helmet around and Waffle was running around with his helmet on backwards. Y'all remember that? That was the garbage time Saints of old with Ditka that we laugh at nowadays, because that kind of Three Stooges ass shit was what happened to the Saints back in the day. When the guy was running around, I've never seen that before on any level. The dude was running around on the field with his helmet turned on backwards. And for real. He ain't even had the sense to pull the helmet off, like just throw it off, forget the helmet, and just try to make a move or something. Waffle running around. Let me see if I can pull that pitch up. I don't even think I could probably find that no man. Probably no more. Let me see if I Oh man, that was terrible, man. He was a terrible player for the Saints. He couldn't do it, man. Here go the play right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this picture right here so y'all can see. This is what we had to deal with. For all our Raiders people who didn't know, this was kind of chicanery and boobatry that we had to deal with as a Saints person. Let me see if I can zoom in on this picture here. Okay. We was playing up against I'm going to share my screen with y'all. This was kind of stuff we had to deal with back in the day. Do you see this? Look at this. This was what happened. The guy was running, had his head, the guy grabbed him, turned his helmet around. Look at it. The picture right there. Tyrone said he got that picture. Look at it for the rest of the family that don't remember it or got to go back in their recollection. I got it pulled up on the screen. Look at that. Look at that. That's what kind of boobatry and nonsense and Three Stooges ass football we had to look forward to every Sunday. Look at this dude. Look at here. Look at that. Did you ever see something as silly as this? Look at this. He got the helmet. The helmet is turned completely around on the top of his damn head. This is what we had to deal with. Three Stooges, nah, all that kind of nonsense, man. Come on, man. That ain't right. But I just show I come with the receipts. That's what we had to deal with. We had to deal with that. And I'm like sitting up here Sunday, like, oh my goodness, look at this dude. That's what football was like for the Who Dat Nation and for the diehards, man. For the diehards. I remember Sam at night, who that to you, Mark? I see you, brother. That's what it was like, man. But anyway, let me get on out of here, family. I got to get to the Pelican post-game report. Joe Morgan from Canton. Okay. Thank you there, Melanin God. I appreciate that. I didn't know he was from up there, bro. I thought he was from down south, but thanks for saying that, bro. I ain't know that. Marquise Thibodeau. What's up, fam? He said I may be late, but can we talk about Davenport? It's always hurt. You ain't late, bro. Everybody was saying that earlier, bro. And you're absolutely right, Marquise. I think you're right. He is hurt. He didn't play. He's listed as did not play. And my thing is he probably ain't going to play for this game. But questions are, will he be there for Green Bay? If he's not for Green Bay, what's going on with that elbow? And Sean Payton says, nah, we're going to take our time. Doesn't it mean taking your time's like, okay, if he's not going to play, put the guy on the IR. Put him on the IR. Open up the spot so you can put somebody else there. If you're not going to play him in 3 weeks anyway, at least we know we have a time frame we dealing with, as opposed to the reporters keep asking you about Davenport. And you getting upset talking about, well, I ain't going to be answering any questions about the injury report. Well, goddamn. I mean, what you want us to ask you about, Coach Payton? We don't want to know about who cuts your hair or why your cheeks so shaggy. We don't want to ask you about that shit. We want to know about why this guy's not playing. And you don't want to answer the questions? Well, I mean, what you want us to do? The reporters and the lady say, Sean, I'm just doing my job. Well, I'm doing my job too. What you doing your job, Sean? Stopping people from getting the truth? Put the kid on the IR, bro. At least he'll be eligible for after 3 weeks is over with, so the reporters don't keep asking you questions. I mean, come on, man. If he's not there for Green Bay, then you're going to really hear the boo birds come out, the bus birds come out for Davenport if he's not good for the Green Bay game. And it's going to be on Sean Payton because that's the wrong way to handle it. And I keep saying that. Get a veteran in here until Davenport gets well, and then when he comes back, work him in there incrementally. And then eventually, and watch this, and let me say this, eventually when Davenport is able to play, watch he going to throw him right on in there. He ain't going to incrementally walk him in there. He going to throw him right on up in there. And that's the problem I have with Payton, man. Don't do that. Get a veteran here who can brace up what you have and keep what you got going, because you got guys that get injured. We know that. We said that's all damn off season. So, I mean, it's what it is, man. It is what it is, bro. We're going to keep going. I'm going to finish out the chat, then I'm going to leave. We're going to go over to the Pelican post-game report. All right, N.O. Pooney, we're going to go over to the Pelican post-game report for your information. All right. Fix your phone. Oh, I got to pick at him, man. Oh, I ain't got no phone. I got a watch now. Well, good for you. You just make sure you don't break that one, too. Because if you do something, tell me they might not replace that one. You might be stuck like Chuck. Might have to get you a flip phone. That's what we might have to do. Get you a smart flip phone if they got one of them. Get you a smart flip phone. Ram said, do you remember when the Raiders had Jamarcus Russell in his first year playing his own sideline? He tripped him up when he was sacked. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. There was a lot of comedy then. Yep. Mark, he said, I don't remember that. Mark, you had to repress that memory. I don't remember it either. Tyrone said that was that old Saints them days. Are long gone. That's right, brother. Say it again. All right. He said, I don't remember that. Born in 86. Okay, you don't remember that, Mark, but trust me, that's what was going on, my brother. Aaron said, sound like Kevin Hart. He says, good morning, Q and the family members. Jay said, damn, brother, didn't realize you guys was hated like us by the NFL. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, a lot in common, bro. A lot in common, man, between the franchises. Let me tell you what. Uncle Paula says Billy Joe Hobart won a national championship with the Huskies in college, but a bust in the pros. I wouldn't think Billy Joe Hobart could win anything. But he did look decent when he was in there. But I remember his most telling play with the Saints is when Billy Joe Hobart was tackled by a phantom linebacker and ended up tearing his, ACL? Yep. You think I'm joking? Man, I remember, you talking 30-something years of Saints knowledge up in here. Tell him, Uncle Paulie, Billy Joe Hobart was tackled by an invisible linebacker and he tore his ACL. Nobody touched him. He tore his ACL. He was going back to make a throw and he threw the ball and he stepped. He didn't even look like it wasn't an abnormal step. And then he just went down, and then they was like looking at him like, what's wrong with this dude? ACL done for the season. I'm serious. That kind of foolishness. You must say he wasn't stretching at all. If that he was doing dumb, if it was one tearing up like that, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Nola Ball says, yeah, after Bobby, the Niners was horrible. For QB, the Saints did everything. Troy says, remember CJ Spiller? Yeah, I remember CJ Spiller, Troy. Yeah, a lot of misses, bro. JT says, when that happened, I started playing angry street ball with my sons. Oh, man, you got to get it out some kind of way, bro. All right, let's keep it going. All right, Paul says, yeah, Mike Dicker said Danny was trying to make a play on the drive with his helmet on back. I remember Jeff Blake. I like Jeff Blake, DC. I think Blake, he got injured, lost his job to Aaron Brooks, man. And now I thought that he shouldn't have lost his job. I remember Everett was there for the Saints. There, he stunk as well. All right, Brian says Saints Uptown is going on now. All right. Mellon says Nick Toon was a bust. Nothing was hereditary with him. I was naive and excited about his father. Boy, was I wrong. All right. Jay says, oh, one more thing. Charles Woodson, Hall of Fame. Tyrone T-Bone said, I know I'm 51 Q. All right, Tyrone. Thank you. Troy says that one good play, probably the one that scored the OT against Cowgirls. N.O. Puna said, I thought Jeff Blake was the lead singer of the Hootie and the Blowfish. Dwall says BJ Hoover or BJ Tolliver. BJ Tolliver sucked too. Billy Joe Hobart and Billy Joe Tolliver, both of those guys. We had both Billy Joes on his team, and they were awful. Billy Joe Tolliver was a joke, and so was Billy Joe Hobart. I don't know what Peyton was. Mike Dicker was an absolute moron, man. Just a crappy coach there, and wasted time he was. He set the team back for several seasons after giving up those drafts, and even when Haslett came in, he had to rebuild the team without a first-round draft pick. He was pathetic, man. Pathetic coach. Missing on draft picks, free agents, all that. He was just stupid, man. What a stupid guy that was down here. Absolute dumpster fire that guy was. All right, Kev says, you know Billy Joe hurt Q, and they didn't clean the Superdome Gerard over there. I know, I'm telling you, I remember all that, man. Roy Baker. What up, Roy? Says Jim Rome called Chris Everett on his show. He blew his top. Oh, yeah, old Rome is burning. I remember that. Paul says, yeah, so Hobart tore that leg up. Yep. Inevitable say he liked Jeff Blake. Yeah, that was a part of it, man, but that's old Saint. But anyway, family in terms, I started drinking in those days. Ram says, how many people remember Kenny Stabler? I remember old Kenny Stabler. I remember Kenny Stabler, man. We got Kenny Stabler down here. Had very limited success with a lot of those guys back in the day. Steve Walsh, baby. Boy, they made songs for him and everything. Q93 was playing Steve Walsh, baby. And he flopped worse than Danny Awful Waffle did, man. Sad. It was sad. Quite sad. But guess what, family? We're a Super Bowl team now. Right? Last 3 years, we've been dealing with Three Stooges-ass football. But this year, it's going to be different. I'd like to thank all the beautiful Black and Gold family members for chiming in on the live stream with this for you and Yearn. Been a great show. I appreciate the family members chiming. And as always, family, please hit the point of the like button. Over 80 people in the chat. Please spank and destroy the like button if you please. It helped me out big time. And also feel free to go to the Pro Shop. The links are in the description section below for merch. Hundreds of products for the ladies, for the fellas, for the babies, for the children. All kind of stuff available there. Too much to even to talk about. And for you in Opuna, they also have smartphone cover cases there to protect your phone. But you said you got a watch. But I will still buy one because when you crack that watch, you're going to need to get a phone. You put it in that case. So I'd like to thank all the beautiful Black and Gold family members for your purchase at the Pro Shop. Remember, 2 links down below. They got hats and hoodies, all kind of stuff. I mean, it's just hundreds of products are available at the Pro Shop. And it's all at our own gear entitled Pro Apparel in the building. It helps out the platform, our own gear, man, hundreds of products. Help us out by making a purchase there. And that goes to empowering the platform so we can keep doing great stuff like what we're doing. Also, let the family members know if you want to listen to the show in its audio formats, the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Ring King Boxing, or Tough Tiger Talk. you can feel free to join Pro Radio. The link is in the description section below as well. Also, to let the family members know that if you enjoy the show, you can help out by becoming a patron. If you want to take your I guess you could say your support to another level, you can feel free by becoming a patron of the show. Go to patreon.com/the PRO Media Network. That's patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. You can become a patron of the show, and you have access to locked content. Both our Patreon and YouTube members get access to our locked content, which is TSC Q&A, which is a show we do at 6 o'clock every Tuesday. And we have like 20 something shows already there. That's locked. And then plus we have 10 plus shows of On Cue with Big Q, strictly for our Patreon people. That's a show we break down entertainment news and talk about that real stuff. On Cue with Big Q, that's available. I know I've been talking about family. I'm going to get that out, but I've been really working on some stuff. I've been kind of holding it back, but when it comes, it's going to probably be 2 episodes. I'm going to drop at the same time. So just to let the family members know that's been waiting on Cue with Big Q. I've been working family. You know, I do how many shows? Just a month. 40 plus? I don't know. It's a lot of shows. I know it's 40 plus shows a month. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but it's a lot of content that we do produce, and it's because of you. When you guys ratchet up your support by buying at the merch stores, by giving donations through the Cash App or the PayPal, and becoming members and doing the super chats and doing all that stuff, it supercharged us to the point where we just went in full overdrive and started really showing up and representing for the family. Remember, it used to be 2 shows every week, so it was like 8 shows. Now it's every day, and that's because of your support. So I give you guys the credit, I give you guys the love for it, and it's because of your support that this is possible. So continue to help out. For those who are not patrons, please help out, and it goes to a good cause. Like I said, it empowers the platform, and we grow and grow and grow and grow, and we grow together. And also, feel free to support our sponsor as well, GetLifeMask.com. They have masks there, 3 in particular: the Pelicans, Saints, and Pelicans, and LSU masks are available. Adjustable straps for adults or children. They also come with the PM 2.5 filter on the inside. There is a nose clip behind the mask. There's a filter that goes in there, and the filter actually filters the air as opposed to just having a piece of cloth on your face. There's an actual filter there. It lasts 3 months, and it really works. So if you want to support the sponsor of the show, go to GetLifeMask.com and use the promo code, the Sports Coma, to get 10% off on the asking price. So that's a little gift to us for helping out. Once again, thank you, Troy Thompson. Appreciate you, Troy, for your super chat. Much love to your family. Thank you for your super chat as well. Jason Thomas, my Raider family, has joined the Pro Star. Thank you, Jason, for that, man. Who that to you? Appreciate you, my buddy, for joining the Pro Star and member. So see, it's great. And we got people from all over the world, and they enjoy what we do. And we thank you guys for being what you are and helping us here as well. So when you go hard in the paint with support, notice I'm meeting your love with love and more love. You know, so, and I will continue to do that. I will continue to keep going up and beyond and further at this. Like I always say, you know, we might work, but you will never outwork me. And that's the reality. That's my mind frame, is that I'm serious about the Who Dat Nation. I'm serious about you, and my commitment to the family members is 1,000% real. We keep it real. But that's the lifestyle. That's what I preach. That's what I teach, and that's what I believe in. That's what I know to be the truth. So I thank you guys for helping out in the live stream and sharing the links and hitting the like buttons and becoming members, joining Patreon, and support family members that's sending cash apps too. I appreciate you guys for doing that as well. All the links in the description section below. And when you help us out, that gives us the fuel we need to burn it up, baby. So thank y'all for all that. Thank you, PJ Jew, Who Dat to y'all, see your family. Thank you for joining us in the stream. Beautiful, all my beautiful Black and Gold family member. Thank y'all. And if y'all are Pelicans fans, please feel free to go over to the Pelican Postgame Report. That channel the link is in the description section below for the Pelican Postgame Report. If you like Pelican Talk, feel free to join the Pelican Postgame Report. We'll have our key contributor, DC, will chime in on Pelican. We'll cover Drew Holiday rumors. We'll talk a little Pelican. We'll answer a few questions from the chat and everything. So thank y'all for joining us today on TSC. Who Dat to the family members. Hit the notification bell, family. I'm not sure if I'll see you guys tomorrow with a show. Most certainly probably not Sunday. But Saturday, we'll see how it goes. I might jump on for a few. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, family. I might get a beer in me and start talking and watch. I might try drinking and just start chilling. I don't know. But just hit the notification just in case. But we most certainly will be back Monday for the game, 2 hours before the game for TSC Virtual Tailgate, family. So check that out as well. So from me and the crew here, we like thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for your support, and I'll see y'all later. Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma.